Welcome to the Undisputed podcast. I'm your host, Jenny Taft. This podcast is the full show from today's episode of Undisputed from start to finish. They've got a busy slate, so Skip, Shannon, let's get to it.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Undisputed live from Los Angeles. I'm Jen Hale here with Skip Bayless, Shannon Sharpe. Good morning, guys.
Oh, so what happened?
Beat you at your own game. That's what I came
so
to do.
if you can't beat them, you join them.
I will beat you
If
dressed
you
like
can't
you.
beat me, you try to be me.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I'm gonna
That's what happened.
You know, I got
Aha.
Sincerest form of
So I
flattery.
invented that look back in 2004. Now you have joined
You
the
ain't-
party.
You ain't even no look.
Huh?
They've been going to happy hour like this for years.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't happy hour. This is for you, unhappy hour.
It's a happy hour somewhere.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. well,
Don
there you
Julio
go.
at me at 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Where's your gloat mask?
I ain't
today?
gloating.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm about to gloat in a minute, though.
Okay, here we go.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right, gentlemen, let's get started this Tuesday morning with the Lakers. LA, of course, added Anthony Davis, and now a lot of folks, including Shannon, think they are the best team in the NBA. The Lakers favored to win the title next season. And DraftKings has set their over-under at 54.5 wins. LA has the best odds in the West and only trail the Bucks for best in the NBA. Now, keep in mind, this is coming off a season where LeBron's squad won just 37 games and missed the playoffs for the 6th straight year. So, Shannon,
But who's counting? Nobody.
over or
What?
under 54.5 wins?
What
for
I
the
tell you
Lakers?
yesterday, Skip?
I don't know. What'd you tell
do
me?
know. I
Okay.
told you 56,
6.
50.
And after you slept on it,
56.
are you going to go up to 57, 58,
Skip.
59, going once, twice, three times? Go to 60.
Who do you
Just go for it.
Okay. Who do you think Vegas call when they want to set these lines? They call Snake Eye Willie. I can call it
Really?
before it happens.
Really?
They gonna get 56
They
at
call
the
you
bare minimum.
Snake Eye Willie?
Yeah, because I can call whatever's gonna happen before it happens.
Really?
That's what they call me that.
really?
Anyway,
Uh,
I guess my better judgment, I probably should like hold off a little bit, Skip,
Uh-huh.
because like, well, who else they gonna add? I don't know that it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter.
Because we
They got enough.
Look, what we saw with Golden State, Skip, everybody keeps talking about this big three, big three. Well, Kuzma's gonna be our big three.
Oh.
Kuzma's gonna be that guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now we got Kuz
We
in the
got
big three.
Kuz.
Okay.
Gonna hold the fort down.
Okay.
We're going to put some shooters. I don't know if we're going to be able to get another big superstar, Skip Bayless,
okay.
and have a true, a big, look, I would love to have Kawhi and then Jimmy Butler and Kyrie to fill out the starting lineup. Skip, I would love to have that, but that's just unrealistic. But even with what we got, 6'10" and a half, that brow come together,
Yeah.
it's over, Skip.
Really. The king and the bow.
At bare minimum,
Yeah.
at the bare minimum, Skip Bayless, we will have 56 wins.
Okay.
We will be the number one overall seed in all of the NBA. Fact.
Okay.
You want to put due on that?
Yeah, we already got like, what do you bet?
50
like
cases.
50 cases?
Yeah.
They're going to win the championship.
What-
why
what
why
about
do I
injury?
need to put more due on what you
about
just
injury?
said?
What about injuries?
There's no injury clause
I don't get-
here. We don't have injury clauses. Or you should have rescinded your bet on whatever game it was, 6,
No.
right? Yeah, game 6, because the all-time
Hold on.
injury clause was mine.
Hold on.
I lost Klay Thompson with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
But hold on, Skip. I can't rescind it during the course of the game.
Why not? I would have.
No, you wouldn't.
Sneaker on the other foot, you'd get the due back.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But when you look at it, Skip, look, LeBron's healthy. We know he's guaranteed 50 wins. Last year was he was not totally healthy, so I figure Bron is worth about 50. AD gonna be worth about anywhere between 5 and 10.
Okay.
I should go 60, but I'm
You
not.
should go 60.
I'm
I
not.
just told you
I'm
you
not
should.
I'm not gonna
Why
do
not?
that. Because LeBron's gonna be on a load management schedule. He's
Oh.
not. He'll play somewhere between 68 and 72 games.
Huh. 68 and 72.
Yeah.
You sound like you have that on authority.
No.
Like that's already
I'm
etched in stone.
No, I'm saying we're going to reduce those minutes, Skip. We're not, the days of us playing 38 minutes a night
Yeah.
and then trying to carry that over and play 43 during the playoff, that's not going to happen anymore. We're going to be fresh. Now, we're fresh a little bit because, we didn't make the playoff this year. But we're going to get 56.
Yeah.
AD going to help carry some of this load because, Skip, you remember now, 2 years ago, they were second and third in win shares.
Huh.
Ooh,
Okay.
we got something
That's
special.
a long time ago.
It
That's
wasn't a
back
long
in
time ago.
Prehistoric times.
You know what? That's okay. Well, I tell you what. Say under. I dare you to say under.
Under. Way under.
Okay, we got due on this one.
I have got your Los Angeles Lakers winning 51 games, and I'm being really like
They're gonna lose 31 games with that lineup.
51-31 with that lineup. But what is that lineup? I'm glad you brought this up because your man last year missed 27 basketball games. That's a lot of basketball games. And it wasn't for load management. It was for groin management because he pulled his groin or some such. I don't know what happened, but he was out, and then he stayed out, and then he stayed out longer. And I was shocked. He missed 27 games last year. In the games that he started, and I thought they had a nice team, a good balance of old and new kids. That he went 28-27 as a starter last year because he was in his 16th
What was it
season.
before he got hurt, Skip?
20-14, which is not exactly
Which was on
crushing,
48.5
which should have been 27-7 at that point because he left at least 7 games on the table with his abominable late game free throw shooting and just his lack of closing. That he just didn't have the clutch gene. We just didn't see it enough last year. And I thought that guy started to become the closer, and maybe he will become because 23 is not a closer and 23 is not a closer.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. By the way, what number is he going to wear now?
23.5.
Is he? What is that? I don't know.
Maybe 21.
21? Is that?
We'll see.
Okay.
That's the rumor.
Really? That's the rumor? Okay, 21 and 23. And the other magic number is 4 because $4 million, he's just going to say, I got to have my $4 million.
Yeah, you need his money.
So that's going to reduce your chances of acquiring a better player.
No. We don't need. We need players.
Okay.
We're going to surround this. We're going to surround it with shooters, Skip.
Okay, so LeBron James last year, getting back to my point, missed 27 games. I'm pretty sure, God, I'm going to knock on this table over here, knock on this wood, but it just, history would tell you he's going to have another minor injury. Not major, but minor injury. He's never had a major injury. I'm knocking on wood for him because I don't even like to talk about this and dare the devil on this one. But again, he will have some minor injuries in year 17 that he hasn't had before.
He won't have it.
17 years, it's a lot of miles.
He won't have it. You know why he won't have it, Skip?
No, I don't.
Because he didn't make the playoffs this year and he has a chance to rest. We saw a team that went to 5 straight finals, and the wheels fell off 2 of the guys, and one guy only went to 3 straight. My guy went to 8 straight and didn't miss games like this in the regular season. One guy's not going to play again until 2021, and the other guy's not going to play until 2020.
Now, back to the other 23, the guy in red right there, who's no longer in red because he's in purple and gold. That guy has been notoriously injured over his 7 years in this league. And that guy, what's that?
Early in his career.
Early in his career,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still looking at this.
Last 2 years.
Okay, last 2 years. I'm glad you brought up the last 2 years. Here's Anthony Davis over the last 2 years. These are games he's missed because of, I'm just going 2 years. Back spasms, shoulder injury, left index finger injury, ankle injury, illness, right hip strain, right elbow sprain, then ankle again, then sore groin, then concussion, then left knee swelling. That's just the last 2 years. Now, if we do go back to early in his career, it was a wreck there. He had more injuries than number 2 had when he was in San Antonio because he was hurt the whole time. Rookie year, this is Anthony Davis, had an MCL sprain, and he had a bone bruise in his knee that cost him a bunch of games.
He was still growing.
Games.
Still growing. Yep, still growing.
Then second year, he had a fractured left hand and a sprained shoulder and back spasms. In his third year, he had a sprained shoulder again. Then his fourth year, he had a left knee injury, and he had a torn labrum in his left shoulder. This is just a one-man mash unit right here. This is just like he just hurt and hurt some more. So look at all these games, starting with his rookie year. 18 missed, 15 the next year, 14 the next year, 21 the next year. Last 2 years been pretty good, 7 and 7.
Yes.
But he is average missing 15 games a year, and that doesn't count the new load management that everybody's going to have written into their contract. I want load management because number 2 got away with it.
I also believe one of the reasons he signed with Rich Paul, Rich Paul happens to be the agent for LeBron James. Now, who is one of the foremost authorities when it comes to body and nutrition in the NBA is LeBron James. So now you pair those two together. LeBron, how you do this? So what do you do? What do I need to eat? How do I need to prepare? The physio, the cryo, the boot, all that, Skip.
Is he going to ask him how to get his groin pulled? I don't know, because that was a big pull. That was a big, bad pull last year. I don't know.
If the worst thing that can happen, you missed 27 games because you went to 8 straight finals, okay, so be it. But he won't have those injuries this year. The only time he'll take off, Skip, is because of load management. And even if he takes off, guess what we got? We got a guy that's a 25, 12, and 2.5. to take over when
Really?
he's not there. Absolutely.
So, just for the record, my guy, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, 9 times played all 82 games. 9 times. And then another year he played 81 games, and another year he played 80 games. So that's 11 times he played 80-plus games. I'm just putting into perspective here that this guy, Anthony Davis, has never played a single full season. And you're banking on him to play this one?
I like how you tried to work that in there over the under. But, Skip, you know this.
Okay, I'm just showing you. It's under. It's screaming under. History's
Oh,
saying
screaming
under,
over.
under,
It's
under.
screaming over.
It's screaming over on injury games missed. If you want to do that, I'll give you that one.
Guys do not play. It used to mean something for guys to play all the regular season
Okay.
games. A.C. Green, remember A.C. Green played, 13, 14 years
Yep.
and never missed a game. That used to mean something, Skip. It doesn't mean the same thing now. Look, nobody's going to catch Cal Ripken's number in baseball. Nobody's going to catch A.C. Green's number in basketball. Nobody's going to catch Jim Marshall's number, Brett Favre's number in football. Okay, so the number doesn't mean anything now, Skip. The bottom line is win 56 games, number 1 overall seed, get on the trophy, ride the float with me. Is that what you want to do, yes or no? Or you want to be an adversary, or you just want to just...
I got 20 cases that say a big no on that one. Big no. I got a big no on
hold on,
56.
you got 20 cases on go under? They're going to be under 54 wins.
No, on winning. You already went all the way to win the championship.
Yeah, I got 50 cases.
I'm good.
20.
I don't need any other like nickel and dime bets. I got 20 cases.
I won't nickel and dime. Skip,
seriously.
you get prop bets in Vegas.
Oh,
you know you can bet on the
I'm not
Super
going
Bowl.
to just hand you some back, but they are not going to go over 54.5.
Well,
They're not going to play enough games.
Yes, they are.
And the other thing that just makes me LOL every night is it's like the basketball world has decided nobody else is going to make any moves except the Lakers. They fired the first shot. The first shot got fired before July 1st because they were the one team that had the firepower to make a trade. They didn't sign Anthony Davis. They didn't acquire him as a free agent. They went and got him.
That's what we do.
And they had to bet the farm on him. They bet a whole lot. And by the way,
The farm we had wasn't producing crops,
we
so
haven't
we had to
even
do something.
raised the issue of what if Anthony Davis winds up like a lot of players not enjoying playing with LeBron? What if after this year he says, you know what? I'm out.
Hold on. First of all,
I'm out.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Name the player that has not enjoyed playing with LeBron.
Kyrie, number 1.
Kyrie enjoyed playing, but Kyrie wanted to be a leader. He found out that it's a lot more difficult than he thought.
He didn't enjoy it at all.
He did not.
Yeah, I don't think Rodney Hood enjoyed it. I don't think any of those kids they acquired last year enjoyed it for that run.
Larry Nance Jr. enjoyed it. Jordan Clarkson enjoyed it.
It's hard, man.
It is hard.
I
But
know.
winning titles is hard work.
Yeah.
You think you just
Kevin
roll out
Love
of bed?
didn't like it while it was happening. Now that it's over, he looks back like going to a hard school. You know, boy, it's great that I got through it. But
Hold on, Skip Bayless. Kevin Love was just tolling around in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. Yeah, he was getting 26 and 14, being in the lottery every single year. We made him a winner, made him a household name, Skip Bayless. So give LeBron some credit.
okay, I'm giving him credit, but I'm going to give all these other teams credit because they haven't fired any shots
What
yet.
shot can they fire?
The Clippers are about to fire big nuclear shots, like 2 of them, because they're going to go sign number 2 out of Toronto. Good night,
He's staying.
Toronto. No, he's not staying.
Staying.
He's going to the Clippers, and they'll go get another big, I don't know who it'll be. It could be Kevin Durant for all I know, and they won't have him next year
Okay.
possibly, but it could be Jimmy Butler. It could be Kyrie. I don't know who it is, but do not bet against or sleep on Jerry West. I've told you this before. He is laying in the weeds, preparing
I'm
for
snoring.
battle. Well, what did I tell you before last year? I said Clippers will be better than Lakers. Didn't I tell you that?
You told me that. And
Yep.
what did I tell you?
Yeah, and who
we
was?
getting AD.
Clippers were better.
And I told you we getting AD.
Yeah, okay.
Once we got Dale Demps, somebody that was tied to his emotion, too emotional. And Skip, you know you can't do anything out of emotion. You take the emotion out of it.
Okay.
What do they say when you do an interview? Take 5, 10 minutes, cool down, calm down. If you can't do things when you're emotional, Skip.
Okay. So let's go back to the Denver Nuggets, who won 54 games last year, which is right at 54.5. You think they're going to get worse all of a sudden? I don't. I think they're going to get better. Who had the best home record in basketball last year? Denver Nuggets did.
Yeah, and one of the worst road records, hence the 54 win.
Okay.
But guess
54
what?
is 54.
Hold on, time out.
Think they're going to get worse? I think they're just going to get more and more experience.
Get more and more
Yeah,
experience.
and they'll add pieces too. You realize there's a new rule in this league. Other teams can add players also.
Do what you do.
All right?
But
new rule. It's the first year.
Oh, let me guess. The supposedly best player in the NBA is not going to be able to play until 2021. Okay, So we're not worried about him in 2019, 2020.
Are you worried about the Houston Rockets or the Portland Trailblazers, who will get Nurkic back? And they both won 53 games last year. And we're about to talk about Houston in a minute, but they're still a loaded basketball team. Are they going to win their share? Are they going to win 50-something? Sure.
Nurkic's still alive?
Yeah.
We body bagged him a couple of years ago. You remember that?
Yeah, and if he'd been alive for these playoffs, we might be having a different
No, we wouldn't have
discussion
different
right
nothing.
now.
Would have had a different nothing.
Might. And Utah, you think Utah's just going away at 50 wins? I don't think so.
Skip,
I think they're going to be just like they were last year.
Skip.
Yeah.
All the teams that you mentioned, there's a ceiling.
Oh, Oklahoma City, is there a ceiling for Oklahoma City? 48 wins?
Really, Skip?
Yeah, it's probably like 52 wins next year.
They're so far over the salary cap as it is.
Okay.
Remember, that's what got them in trouble. They didn't want to spend money. They didn't want to go in the luxury tax.
Right.
So now they're a repeater. They got to shed somebody.
Okay, over under Clippers. They won 48 last year. What do you got? Over under 48 for the Clippers next year. I got way over.
Under the Lakers. Yeah, that's what I got.
I don't. I got over the Lakers.
Could I get some cases on that?
Yes. You can have one case. I already got 20 bet on the championship.
No, we got 50.
50, yeah. 50, okay.
Hold on.
50? Is that what we bet?
50
cases?
Hold on, time
Why
out.
are you doing this?
Time out. Hold on.
You're just like
So
suicidal.
hold on.
You're due suicidal.
Hold on. You're saying without even knowing who they're going to sign, that the Clippers will have.
I just know they are positioned. They are just sitting there ready to just arm up.
You make it seem like we ain't got any more money.
Well,
we still got money.
You got your bit pieces coming. You got this guy. I don't know. Maybe you signed Patrick Beverly away from the Clippers,
Guess what?
but I doubt it.
You do realize Kawhi gonna sit down and talk to AD and Bron, right? You do realize that, right, Skip?
I don't think he is.
I think he is.
I don't know. Woj just reported that he's probably not even going to take a meeting with the Lakers, but I don't know. It could be false.
Telling y'all anything.
Yeah.
Remember all those reports?
Yeah.
Oh, the Pelicans will not do business. They will refuse. They will take a worse deal to trade Anthony Davis. They are not doing business with the Lakers. If I didn't know better, I could swear Anthony Davis is going to be a Laker.
Okay. And if I didn't know better, DeJounte Murray's going to be back with my Spurs next year. They won 48 games, and they were the 7th seed. That's pretty good. Do you think they're going to be worse than 48? I don't. I think they could win 50 games.
You need to stop.
You're still stuck in the West. I know Golden State won't be quite what they were, but I think people are sleeping on. They're going to be pretty good.
No, you sleeping on the Lakers.
Okay.
That's what you sleeping on.
Skip,
Skip,
the competition is too severe. You're not going to win over 54.4.
Yes, we are.
You realize if you win 54, you lose, right?
You realize when I win 56, I win,
I'm
right?
being generous. I'm going all the way to 51 and 31 for an old man that you got. The 23 over here, he's old.
Reliable.
Yeah, he's coming
durable.
back. He's coming back with a vengeance. That's what Chris Bruce
Oh,
said.
man, stepped off a cliff and gave you 27, 8, and 8, which is more points and rebounds and assists than
What about
KD
new
and
chemistry? What does it always take for LeBron with new stars? It always takes like half a year to figure each other out,
Let me ask you
right?
a question.
What happened in Miami? Did they get off to a hot start in Miami that first year? No, they did not.
Hold on, time out. If you don't mind me asking, you say this chemistry. What bread does peanut butter and jelly not taste good on?
I don't know. I don't eat peanut butter and jelly, so I couldn't answer that.
I eat it.
Yeah.
It tastes good on any bread.
Okay.
Baguette, French, it doesn't matter.
I don't like rye bread, so it would just ruin it for
No,
me.
well, you don't like peanut butter and jelly.
Okay.
Well, I do.
Okay.
But anyway, that's what we got right there.
All right. So, you know what's
Instantaneous.
going to happen? Number 0 is not going to take 0 shots a game. He's going to take like 20 shots a game. And that red 23 and gold 23 are not going to love it for a while. Like, can we get a shot?
Hold on, Skip.
Can we get a
Hold
shot
on,
up?
Skip.
Has he ever met a shot he didn't like?
He did.
0.
He has not.
Okay.
But here's the thing. We still have him under contract.
Oh.
Who's to say we're not positioned to move him and attract someone else, huh? You think just
Oh, wait, you're saying he might be swapped right now?
there's a possibility.
Oh, wow.
Just a possibility.
Now you're really wrecking the chemistry.
How about wrecking the chemistry?
I don't know, because nobody knows how to play with any. You're going to have a whole new team.
Don't worry
Right?
about that.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. There you go. LeBron James with that high basketball IQ. How did it work when he first got to Cleveland, Skip Bayless? Never played with Kevin Love. Never played with Kyrie. All starters.
They
And
got
what
off to a
happened?
really rocky start. For the first, 2-3 months, Kyrie and LeBron were at each other's throat. We had one report after another from Brian Windhorst. They hate each other. They don't
that
like
was you-
playing with each
that
other.
was you reporting.
It was not.
Yeah, it was
no,
you.
I was just reacting.
Yeah. But
I
guess
just
what?
react.
Because you had two dominant ball handlers.
Yeah.
Handlers.
Okay.
We got that. We got one.
Well, you got two guys who do like to shoot it a little bit, the 223s, and Zero really likes to shoot it. Are you sure about this?
I'm 100% certain we'll have more than 54.5 wins.
You're going to be pulling what hair you have over there out by mid-season because you're going to be load managed right under. You're going to be load managed.
Look,
they're both going to be missing games. You're going to say, why don't they play back to back?
They're not going to miss games at the same time. Skip.
They're not going to win 54 games.
What I'm looking at is like this. I would rather have for that $23.5 million, because AD better take that $4 million. I would rather have two or three really good players. J.J. Redick, Jeremy Lamb, those type of guys. Patrick Beverly, as opposed to one guy that's going to eat up all that. Skip, we got to fill out the roster.
It's nice to rationalize that.
Yeah.
It sounds good. You've convinced yourself because you know they just don't have the cap space to go nuclear, to go get a big one.
First of all, Skip, nobody really Golden State, you got to take that. Look, the original Big Three, which was the Boston Celtics, they got that name because all of them were 6'9" or taller. It wasn't because Robert Parrish was an all-time transcendent center. Okay? So now Golden State comes along. Steph and KD, you were talking about two top 6, top 5 players. What Clay gave you was the ability that we had never seen before, a third option that could get you 60, a third option that could get you 37 and a quarter. And we had never seen that. All we need Kyle Kuzma to do is chip in and give us about a 19, give us about anywhere between 17 and 20 points. Big Bron and AD, they'll take it from there.
They will?
Take it from there.
I think Denver will take it from there, then Houston will take it from there, then Portland will take it from there, then Utah, then Oklahoma City,
Chris Paul and James Harden.
It's just too hard.
Chris Paul and James.
The Clippers. The Clippers are the big, bad X factor in your own building. It's the enemy within.
They the little brothers. They're always going to be the little brothers. You know what, Skip Bayless? I am taller. I weigh more than he does. But he's still going to be my big brother. Sterling Sharpe will always be big brother to Shannon Sharpe. Okay, Clippers, understand this.
Way more than Sterling does?
No, he outweighed me.
He does?
Yeah, he does.
I don't know.
I do, though.
Interesting.
If I weigh 245.
Okay, well, what's he weigh?
More than 245.
He's a golfer.
Yeah, you see their bodies. You see John Daly. You see how John Daly look?
I see Gary Woodland. He's got a little bit.
Wonder how he feels about having his weight details revealed.
He already knows.
He knows.
He already knows?
He just got called out.
Great stuff, guys. Very interesting. I'll just remind you the Lakers right now have 5 players on their rosters. So a lot of filling out to do.
They got 2 who are just...
So will the Raptors convince Kawhi to stay in Toronto?
Nope.
Nope. Another hot button topic. We're discussing that next. And don't forget to check us out every day on the Fox Sports channel on SiriusXM. We'll be back right after this.
No mercy.
Kawhi Leonard is enjoying quite the historic week, leading the Raptors to their first NBA title and winning his second Finals MVP in the process. Yesterday, he celebrated with a parade and even received a key to the city. However, Kawhi can become a free agent in about 2 weeks. A lot of folks think he'll leave Toronto. At yesterday's parade, fans chanted for 1 more year. Kyle Lowry, though, he decided to take it to another level. Take a listen. Kyle letting his request be known. Shannon, what do you make of this?
Yeah, Skip Bayless, Kawhi got a key to the city. You know, I once got a key to a city.
Which one?
I got a crowbar. Come anytime I want. Get what I want. Dip out.
Okay.
I like Skip. I think Toronto has a very compelling case. I don't think Kawhi in his wildest dreams or imaginations thought when he was going from San Antonio to Toronto that they were going to win a title. Because they shipped him, you know, a lot of times, what do you try and do, Skip? If someone wants out and they made the situation unattainable, you try to ship them to the worst place imaginable to give them the least opportunity to be successful. Well, you can't get much further where they shipped him than Toronto. They shipped him there hoping that it would all go awry. And Kawhi Leonard being the Kawhi that I know, they sent him.
You know him.
I know the Kawhi that I know from what I see on TV.
Okay, yeah.
Skip, you know, you've heard the story of how they send a young boy away to this wilderness and he comes back a king. Well, you shipped him to Toronto and now he's the king of Toronto. I believe it's 60-40 that they keep him, Skip, because it's going to be very difficult to leave a championship winning not contending. You know, a lot of times when they're close, they're contending. No. We're not contenders. We're the winners of the NBA championship. And I think Skip, when he looks back, because it's reported that one of the things that ticked Kawhi off early is that the Spurs didn't think he was a max player. So money, it might not be the overwhelming, but it is an underlying issue. He wants to be compensated for what he believes is his unbelievable talent. He's the best two-way player in basketball. I believe he's a top 3 player. Now, Kevin Durant gets removed from that mix because he's not going to be playing this year. But he's a top 3 player, Skip. So he's going to want to be compensated. Now, giving up, you know, he can make 5 years, stay in Toronto, 5 years, $191 million, or he can move along, 4 years, $141 million. Skip, that's $50 million after he's already given up $30 million by leaving San Antonio. That's $80 million. I know billionaires that don't give up $80 million, let alone high millionaires. So for me, Skip, I believe Toronto has a very, very compelling case to keep him. And like I said, I love that he's not saying anything. He's not being emotional. Because sometimes, Skip, at a parade, everybody's chanting your name, Kawhi, MVP. And you're like, yeah, you know what? We're going to do it again. Let's run it back. Kawhi's coming back. Kawhi's coming back. Because if you remember, Skip, you and I, we had this discussion. You remember early in the season at Fan Appreciation Day in Boston? Kyrie got up there and says, I would love to come back if you would have me. Now, it's reported that Kyrie ain't spoke to the Celtics in 2 to 3 weeks. You see what happens when emotions are high? Logic is low. So you don't say anything out of emotion, Skip. You keep it, you know, you stand up there, yep. It's hard to know the Raptors. Nobody knows what makes Kawhi tick. He doesn't know, Skip. It can't be, because they've done everything. They rolled out the red carpet, the blue carpet, the green carpet, whatever kind of carpet you need to try to appease Kawhi. They've done it. You want off back-to-backs? Take it. You need another game? Take it. Your girl, your mom want to fly on the team plan? Bring her. You need this? Get it. You want your family to have access? Get it. They've done everything they can do. They don't know what makes Kawhi tick, because I'm not so sure Kawhi knows what makes Kawhi tick. He doesn't have TV. He doesn't have streaming service. He just sits up in his room and he just like, hey, I'm going, I think I got a game tomorrow. Let me show up and drop 30 on him like he did. He said, you know what, Skip? He didn't even know he was in a game 7.
Really?
He said, you know what? I'm just going to show up and drop the game winner, do something nobody's ever done.
Really?
A game 7 buzzer beater.
Did he sit at home plotting, planning, I'll shoot it short and it'll bounce 4 times on the rim and fall? Is that his plan? That's what he sits home.
He planned it to go in. He said 5, like a little kid. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He practices that shot. He practices hitting the front side of the rim from the corner.
He practiced the shot going in.
Boing, boing, down.
You're such a hater.
Yeah, even you said, I thought it missed.
I did.
I did too. I thought it was bouncing down to the floor, right? I don't know.
But it wasn't me do.
I don't know if it won you do.
It won me do, because you say, oh, number 2, he can't handle that pressure.
Well, he can.
He did.
So let me say that I am happy for Toronto Raptor fans. Very happy for them. But that's where my happiness stops, because I have never been less happy for anybody at a parade than I was for that guy yesterday.
That's a shame, Skip. You ought to be
really
ashamed of yourself.
No, it's not a shame. It's just the truth. Because he's going to stiff the Raptor fans just the way he stiffed Spurs Nation. That's who he is and how he's built. This was nothing but 1 year stuck in purgatory in Toronto. And by the way, it's not exactly a small town in the wilderness up there. It's a great international city. And I'm sure he came to like, not love, but like parts of it, except for the weather, because he's just not really a snow guy. Okay? Who is, right?
How many free agents is going up to Toronto? You know what I mean. I'm not saying it's a bad, you know, I mean, it's a major city.
Oh,
but free agents are not flocking to Toronto.
Probably not. But so what, you know, you can, you know, this is what made me sick about it, is these poor Raptors players, all except Van Vliet, who is the closer for that team. He's the only one who took a stand and said, hey, if he leaves us next year, we'll just kick his ass. And he wasn't trying to be funny about it. There was no tongue-in-cheek to that. That's the attitude you should have. We've done everything we can do to show him how great it is here. And now just let it sit. Let life play out. If he wants to leave, we can't stop him, because that's his prerogative right now, right? And it was his prerogative to quit on my Spurs and just force his way out of town. And he did.
Didn't he tell you
he pulled it off, because sometimes basketball crime pays. And it paid once again because he's up there smoking his big old cigar. Puffing away. Way to go.
He made one of them Dunhill, one of them Michael Jordan guys.
It was big. And they stayed over in Vegas at an extra night because they were still celebrating. Yeah. Way to go. And, what were they really celebrating? They were celebrating luck. How lucky they were.
Oh, my
because how lucky were they to win this championship? How lucky was he? He hit the luckiest shot in the history of the playoffs, that shot we talked about, 7th game against Philadelphia. And then what happened right on cue? It was meant to be. The injury god said, let there be number 2. Because if Kevin Durant doesn't rupture his Achilles after he was on fire making his first 3 threes, we're having a different conversation. They're not going to win that series. If Klay Thompson doesn't wreck his knee, with 2 minutes left in the third quarter of Game 6, we're going to have a different conversation. He was on fire. He was having the game of his life. It's luck, meant to be everywhere. Embiid, sick, hurt, game after game. They're not better than Philadelphia. Philly would have won that. If he were right, if he had been just not ill. There's always something wrong with him. And remember, we'd go through half a game and it looked like you didn't even want to play.
But why do you, let me ask you a question, Skip. Why do you make all these excuses like Toronto won, but you never made this in 2015 when Golden State won?
I did.
When they missed Kevin Love, they missed Kyrie, they missed Conley, they missed Allen. They missed all these guys that were injured and everybody was like applauding. Nobody said anything about that.
Glad you brought that up. I said it on the old show, and I tweeted it right after the old show. How lucky was Golden State? Because every round, the point guard was hurt.
Yes.
Right? Every round. It was Drew Holiday, first one, and then I can't remember. It just kept going every round all the way up to Kyrie in overtime of Game 1. He fractures his
And
kneecap.
Kevin Love.
Right? Okay. Love was already out.
Right.
But it was point guards were down, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I tweeted that, and Steph fired back at me on Twitter, saying blah, blah, blah. I can't remember what his response was, but he was hot about it. Okay? But it was just the truth. And this is even a bigger truth because this is Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson, the guy I picked to be the MVP of that series, and he was well on his way. So celebrate all you want because it was just meant to be.
You see, Skip, you what you're trying to do is that you're trying to already turn the fans against Kawhi.
I'm not trying to turn it. I'm just telling you what I think.
He's going to skip.
It's just my opinion.
Skip. Sometimes.
He will.
Look, you can look at it says, sometimes, and Jenny, I like to do this a lot, Jen, is that you can look at a relationship and when it ends and says, oh, it's over, I'm sorry that it happened. But what about the good times? Were there ever any good times? Can Toronto fans look back and say, you know what? It only lasted 1 year. But it was a magical 1 year, and we have a title. That's the way I look at it. Even the relationships. I've been in a few relationships, Skip, they've ended. But I don't look at that it ended. I look at, you know what? We did have a good 2 years.
Oh, now you look back fondly on those great
times.
I
always did. I just think there's a way to do all things. But I'm going to look back. I'm having a good old time because O'Shea going to win in the end. O'Shea going to win in the end.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
O'Shea's way behind.
Oh, no.
He's got a long way to go. Because, you know what? Maybe you're right. Because sometimes good things do happen to bad people.
Stop saying that. Hold on. Kawhi Leonard, stop. I want you to stop saying that, Skip Bayless. Kawhi Leonard is not a bad person. He felt that he was treated unfairly. He said, I'm injured, and you tried to force him to play. Sometimes, Skip, you coach, you're like, okay, Kawhi, what do you... That's a guy. Skip, that's not a Danny Green. Danny Green, you're like, okay, we done. It's like, you massage, what you need. You want to take off? Take off.
So he just set the new example for NBA players. If you don't like your situation, just quit. Just say I won't go. I'm hurt. I got a thigh bruise. I got tendinosis. That's how you do it. That's the new way of the NBA.
Well, maybe what did the independent doctor say? Say, you know what? I do see something.
Oh, there's maybe something in there. Maybe.
And he said it.
Hard to know.
And he said it, Skip. He said it hurt him. It bothered him that people thought he was faking. A man that came from where he came from, after going through what he went through, seeing his father get killed at a car wash, overcoming that. Now he gets to the highest level. Now I'm good. I don't want to play no more now.
Greatest quote in the history of quotes came out of the mouth of Cinch Hall of Famer Tony Parker. My injury is 100 times worse than his. 100 times. He tore his quadriceps tendon.
Skip, okay.
Tore it.
Okay, think about this. He did, and maybe his injury was, but what did it get him? He rushed himself back, and guess what? the Spurs ushered him out, and a year later, because he came back too soon, he wasn't healthy, now he's done. And Kawhi said, that's not going to happen to me.
Oh, okay. Crime pays. It works. Way to go.
Well, what about when teams do that to players? Okay, what about that? Well, who gonna pay Isaiah Thomas, little Isaiah Thomas, for playing with that torn labrum in his hip and missing out on that $100 million? Is the Boston Celtics gonna recompensate him?
Did number 2 have a torn labrum in his hip? No.
He was injured.
Okay.
He felt that he couldn't play. Skip.
Was it career threatening?
It could have been. It could have been.
Okay. Yeah, way to go. I still love Fred VanVleet because he was the closer for this team, and he was the guy who didn't disappear. He saved them when number 2 disappeared 3 times down the stretch of 3 fourth quarters in games 2, 5, and 6.
You're right.
Go look it up.
Had they relied on Fred VanVleet, they'd have never been here because he's the guy that scored 14 points against Philadelphia in 7 games. That Fred VanVleet. So we would not even be having this discussion if it was left up to Fred VanVleet.
You know who the best two-way player on the Raptors is? Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, but, you know,
Did he not take Steph Curry out of those games, late in those games?
Skip Bayless.
Did he not take him out?
Skip. He did, but Steph Curry averaged 30 points a game. That's what he averaged.
Yeah, how about game 2 down the stretch, last 8 minutes, no Clay, and
Didn't he drop?
Steph Curry goes 0 for 0? Couldn't get a shot up.
Didn't he drop 47 on Fred VanVleet head and drop 33, 34 in game 1?
Yeah, who won that
Shannon, I
game?
gotta say, Kyle Lowry agrees with you. He says that he'll be happy with whatever decision Kawhi makes,
Thank you.
although he's hoping he stays, that Kawhi gave him what he wanted.
Thank you, Skip Bayless.
we will
Crawl and
see.
beg,
The
crawl
New
and
York
beg.
Knicks
what?
are expecting a meeting with him.
No mercy.
All right, gentlemen, next up. There's, quote, too much damn turmoil in Houston right now, and it's centering around James Harden and Chris Paul. ESPN reporting friction between those two stars. In their season-ending playoff loss, they went after each other over Harden's ball dominance and CP3's desire to run set plays. A source added, quote, Chris wants to coach James. James looks at him like, you can't even beat your man. Just shut up and watch me. Tough words. Well, GM Daryl Morey trying to downplay the tension. He says two competitive superstars at that level, there's going to be times when they are extremely competitive, extremely focused on how do we get to that next level, and when we don't, there's going to be frustration. I'm frustrated. Our top players are frustrated. Mike D'Antoni frustrated. We want to take the last step and be the champion. I think it's good that there is tension in the sense that we all want to win. Shannon, interesting thoughts. Can this one be fixed?
No. It's going to be extremely hard, Skip, as long as you force James Harden and Chris Paul to coexist. It's even harder that the issues have become public. Skip, I don't know. I haven't been around the game of basketball as much as you have, but I don't know if there's ever been a situation like this. Maybe now with the 24-hour sports news cycle, maybe with social media and how things seep out, we get intimate and in-depth of a personal relationship between players behind the scene that maybe in the 60s and 70s, guys didn't like each other, but not like this. Chris Paul, what the hell were you expecting? And before I go into Skip, is there anybody Chris Paul gets along with? It reported he couldn't get along with Blake Griffin. He's out of New Orleans. He got out of New Orleans. He got out of L.A. Now Houston. Now there's 3 teams with one common denominator. Now, Skip, I wasn't really good at math, but I understand what a common denominator is. It's Chris Paul.
True.
Chris is also looking at it like, Skip, the year before I got here, a couple of years before I got here, James Harden was 4th in usage rate. So he's like, you know what? I could probably work with that.
Yep.
4th, that ain't bad. That means there are a couple of guys ahead of him. Since CP3 has been there, James Harden is 1st in usage rate. But James Harden also, in 4 of the last 5 years, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, has finished 2nd in the MVP voting, and he's won one.
Yep.
How the hell you going to tell James Harden to change his game? James Harden game is what it is. It's dribble, dribble, dribble. Watch me, step back, shoot a 3. Or I'm dribbling with 22 seconds left on the shot, with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. I'm going to pass it to you. You throw a shot up. Because I don't want to make my field goal percentage look any little worse than what it already is. Skip, this is it. This is how Daryl Morey has put the team together. And what was he thinking? Skip, do you know over the last 3 years, Chris Paul has missed an average of 23 games? He's 34 years of age and guaranteed $41.3 million over the next 3 years.
Yep.
Good luck getting rid of that contract because the guy that trades for Chris Paul, his fate would be the same as Dale Demps.
Yep.
He would be fired.
True.
I don't see how this works, Skip. It's become public. And it was reported that Chris Paul walked off stage because he got tired of him sitting up there and everybody's asking James
They're doing the joint press
Right.
conference, right.
Because we see that a lot. Sometimes, Skip, when guys have great games, they go up there. A lot of times, it would be LeBron and Kyrie or LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love.
Yep.
And sometimes it's just LeBron.
Yep.
But a lot of times we see the two superstars, they go up there together. But you ask one of the questions, but I guess Chris Paul got upset that all the questions were going to James Harden, and he grabbed his stuff and dipped.
Said, I'm out of here.
Skip, I don't know how do you fix this?
I'm here to tell you that this team next year would be better off with Austin Rivers in the starting lineup ahead of CP3.
Skip, the man makes $41 million.
I'm just telling you that's the magic fix. But unfortunately, yeah, he's going to make 38.5 next year, 41.4 the next year. This is all guaranteed.
Yeah,
and then
44.
44.2
Yes.
3 years from now.
Yes.
All guaranteed, locked in.
Yes.
Can't trade it because nobody's going to want it, right? What was Daryl Morey thinking last offseason when he gave Chris Paul this? Because I told you several times through the season, he's lost a step.
Yes.
And he doesn't take care of himself the way LeBron does. Great close friend. He always looks a little chunky to me, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't bode well because he's always pulling something,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So I don't think he concentrates on fitness the way LeBron does.
No.
And as he gets to 30, he's looking like an old 34 going on, what is he? Yeah, he's going on 35.
Right.
He looks old.
He's
to
the same
me,
age as LeBron.
right? Okay. He just looks old. This will be his 15th. This will be LeBron's 17th
Correct.
season, right?
Yes.
So I've never been a big fan of Chris's because as good as he's been at every level, he's never been able to push a team over the top. He's 6 feet tall.
Right.
Is he a bulldog? Well, he was really great in New Orleans when the first go around because they were hellacious, scary good because of him, because of his will and his skill and his handle and just his bulldoggedness. But after a while, he started to lose a little bit as he started to move around, and now he's lost way too much, and they're stuck with him. And yet, I'm going to remind everybody, they did have the best record after the All-Star break, so something was going okay, right?
Right.
Well, mostly James Harden was going right.
Yeah.
I think he had the greatest individual offensive year we've ever seen in the history of basketball, right? As far as going solo.
And
Have you ever seen any better than solo?
No. And what caused him to take off like that? Who got hurt? Who missed the game?
Yeah.
If there's no coincidence that James Harden's streak started when Chris Paul went out.
Right. And again, speaking of luck and fate, remember, they're tied 2-2 with Golden State. Remember, it's Game 5 at Golden State, and they're down 14.5, and they just go on a tear coming out of halftime. And what do we talk about all year? It looked like Kevin and Draymond weren't quite right, and the offense wasn't clicking with KD and Steph trying to figure out how to play off each other. And what happened? KD goes down and out, and all of a sudden Steph said, oh, it's my turn. I get to be 73-9 Steph, right?
Yep.
And here they went. And they took off Game 5, fourth quarter, and then Game 6 at Houston to close that game. And predictably, James and Chris just sort of evaporated at that point. But they don't have a lot of goodwill to fall back on. It's not like they're tight and close. And the most incredible point in this story is that Chris, when he was running the second team on the floor, would bark at D'Antoni on the bench to keep James on the bench. Don't let him come back in. And then James would start barking, put me back in. Well, now you've hit bottom, man.
Yeah,
wait,
that's bad.
Wait, the guy, the other guard is saying, don't let him back in.
The guy that's the MVP, the reigning MVP, like, no, keep him out.
Keep him out? What are you talking about?
But how do you, moving forward, Skip, you and I both believe that Chris Paul is untradeable.
Yeah.
James Harden's not going anywhere.
No.
How do you make this work then?
I don't know. I tried before the show just to figure out. I mean, the only thing you can do is just slowly but surely not play him as many minutes. I know he's not going to sit still for that. He's going to make waves. But
Well, they try to stagger their minutes. You know, if you notice, Skip, they start together, then Chris Paul heads out, James Harden to finish the quarter, then Chris Paul will normally start the second while James is on the bench getting his rest.
Yeah.
But to see for a football player, Skip, if I got beef with a defensive player, Skip, the only time I really see him is at practice.
Yeah.
I have offensive meeting, he has defensive meetings. I have individual meetings, he has individual meetings. So we can do whatever we do. But when you're a basketball, there's only 12 of you guys. I see, we're on the plane. I mean, I see you. I mean, I'm walking around. I've never, like I said, I'm not saying that it's never existed like this. It's hard to know. But now because we have so much access and we have people so freely willing to talk about this, Skip, because normally, like, that's a bunch of malarkey. Because this story was out, about a month ago, Skip, when we almost did it. And you were like, well, let's see if it plays. Let's see what plays out, because this might be a lot about nothing. And then, boom, this drops on the table.
So just for perspective, so people understand, last year, James Harden, greatest individual offensive season ever, he led the league in field goals attempted and made, in three-point shots attempted and made, and in free throws attempted and made. He ran away with usage rate. 41% of the times ball's in his hand. Next on the list is Russell Westbrook at 33%. So he just crushed that, right? He also led the league in turnovers, because you're going to have the ball in your hands. You're probably going to turn it over.
Absolutely.
But he still averaged 8 assists, and he has one year led this league in assists. So it's not like he won't give the ball up at all. It's just hard to fit in. And when they said we're going to try to pair them up, what did we say? Oh, good luck with that.
Because both the guys are ball dominant. Chris Paul is used to having the ball in his hands. Well, James Harden is used to having the ball in his hands more than you got the ball in your hands, Chris Paul. So how's that going to work? But, Skip, this is what James Harden is a dribble, go to the basket, floater, lay up, step back three. Chris Paul's like, well, how the hell do I fit in? I'm a point guard.
Well, he only fits into like a Golden State offense where you can run off picks. Well, they're not going to run off any picks. They're not going to run plays, right?
Chris Paul's an old school, Skip. He's an old school. He's truly an old school point guard. He's that John Stockton, Jason Kidd. Let me run the offense. I can get up in the open court, but if we run a half court set, I'm good at that. He's an old school. These other point guards, James Harden is a two guard. He's masquerading. Steph Curry is a two guard. He's masquerading.
True.
So is Russell. So is Dame Lillard. But with the way the offenses are going now, the old school point guard is becoming obsolete. Just like a true big man that all he does is post up. If you're a 5 and you can't shoot threes, or if you're a 4 and can't shoot threes, I don't really know how you make it. Well, Chris Paul, $124 million over the next 3 years, which is 41.3.
Staggering.
At 34.
That's Daryl Morey's fault. He swung and missed. He misjudged this one.
But, Skip, we knew something had to be awry when he says everybody is up for discussion.
Okay, fine. Yet, the painful irony of this whole discussion is that, wait a second, there's no KD and no Clay for maybe the whole year. All of a sudden, the Rockets, if you just revert back to who you were last year, you're saying, well, we still got a chance here, right?
Absolutely.
But I ain't saying you got to love who the guy you playing with, but shouldn't you like him, Skip? Shouldn't you be able to get along a little bit?
I don't know.
How you going to tell them, Skip, how did that go look? Hey, I mean, can you imagine Tom Brady say, hey, keep Gronk out. Let the other tight ends.
But one more quote in the ESPN article is, Chris, meaning Chris Paul, has a personality. He just doesn't let anything go. He just keeps pestering and pestering and pestering, and he does. He's hard to deal with like that, which is why he was great as the head of the Players Association. That he was made for that. But if you try to make him the head of your basketball team when the other guy's ball dominant, you are going to clash like crazy.
Team chemistry, so critical. All right, guys, we've talked lots of NBA. We've got some NFL topics coming up next. Is there already drama between Aaron Rodgers and his new coach in Green Bay?
You
guys are going to discuss that coming up next.
No mercy.
Are there already problems afoot in Green Bay? Aaron Rodgers and his new coach, Matt LaFleur, seem to have a disagreement over the ability to call audibles. For LaFleur's part, he says he runs a system he learned from Kyle Shanahan and, quote, we've never really had a quarterback who's had complete freedom to change plays at the line. Rodgers not taking so well to that. He responds, I don't think you want to ask me to turn off 11 years of recognizing defenses. There aren't many people that can do with the line of scrimmage what I've done over the years. Obviously, Tom Brady can do it, no doubt. Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, Ben Roethlisberger. There are a few of us who've just done it. It's kind of second nature. And that's just the icing on the cake for what I can do in this offense. Shannon, whose side are you on here?
I'm on Aaron Rodgers' side, Skip.
Are you really?
Skip, I received a text message, an anonymous text, about a month ago, that there's an underlying current going on in Green Bay.
I got the same text message.
And I talked about this, Skip. What do you think? It's like, And you and I'm always cynical. I was like, somebody might be trying to throw something out there and say, see how the media be fabricating stuff, I was like, okay, if there's some truth to it, because this is one thing about truth. It's like a stopper in water, a bobber. Skip, you push it down, if it's truth, it'll pop up somewhere else. You push it down again, it'll pop up somewhere else. The truth, you can't suppress the truth because eventually it'll come out. I can't believe Matt LaFleur said this. Either one or two things. Actually, just one thing. You must have had some dumbass quarterbacks. Because any quarterbacks that I know that's worth anything, Skip, does he realize that Aaron Rodgers is a two-time league MVP? He's a Super Bowl MVP? And you're saying, nah, I call a play, I want you to run the play. Skip, I get it. You spend all this time watching film. And what you do, Skip, you're like, okay, in this down and distance, at this area of the field, this is what the defense does. And I'm going to call the best play that I believe that's going to. But what happens if they don't run that defense on the down and distance that you think in that area of the field? So you want the quarterback to just be like, okay, well, I'm done. Skip, you look at who he had. Early in his career, he had RG3. That's a young quarterback. Okay, you can understand that. First and second year quarterback. He had Matt Ryan. Skip, it's hard for me to believe as a quarterback coach, Matt Ryan won the MVP. He was not allowed to change a play at the line of scrimmage. He had Jared Goff. Skip, Jared Goff is in his second year. You could understand that. And he had Marcus Mariota and Blaine Gabbert. Hell, if that's it, you shouldn't even let them call a play. They should send the play in from the sideline. Don't even let them call play. You see how bad they being, Skip? Skip, this is a power struggle here. You see what's going on.
I can.
Aaron Rodgers is he's like, I'm in charge. Run the play I call. Aaron Rodgers is like, bruh, I'm a two-time league MVP. I'm a Super Bowl winning MVP. I'm still Aaron Rodgers now. Now, they might have hired you without my blessing, but don't think you coming up here running anything, because you not. The only thing you running is your mouth. Now, you keep talking crazy to me, and you're going to meet the same fate the other head coach I had.
I would agree.
Because at $33 million, $100 million guaranteed, I ain't going nowhere.
So, I agree with your conclusion to this. This 39-year-old first-time head coach is not going to last very long acting the way he's acting. That quote alone, that he volunteers to a reporter, the one thing we have to work through is the audible thing. Like, we'll just do that. You can't say that to Aaron Rodgers. And remember, who is Matt LaFleur? He's 39. He played quarterback at Saginaw Valley State.
They're good Division II teams.
What?
They're good Division II.
Okay, all right. But again, it wasn't Michigan or Notre Dame or Oklahoma or wherever, Oklahoma for sure, Heisman's town, right?
Oh, your Heisman U now. Now y'all Heisman U.
But here's the point about Matt LaFleur. So 2 years ago was the first time he was the offensive coordinator under Sean McVay. You're not the offensive coordinator.
No.
I'm sorry. You have little to nothing to do. It's just a figurehead kind of position.
Right.
You attend the meetings and listen to what Sean says, right?
Correct.
And Sean calls all the plays, so stop it. But he was the coordinator last year in Tennessee for 1 year. And what did they do? They finished 27th in points scored in the league.
Yeah.
Only 32 teams. That's not very good.
Not.
And they finished 29th in passing yards. So he wasn't exactly lighting it up. I'm not a big Mariota guy, but still, that's off that resume, you got hired as the head coach of Aaron Rodgers' team.
Thank you.
Let me remind you of the Bleacher Report expose of about a month or so ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, which said that Mark Murphy, the president of the Packers, called Aaron Rodgers to inform him, I'm picking Matt LaFleur. Not to say, what do you think? He didn't need approval. He just said, we are going to do this. Did not ask for permission. And the quote, which they've all denied, but this is the quote, and I'm going to buy it because the writers had covered the Packers for many years. The quote was from Mark Murphy to Aaron on the phone, don't be the problem. Because Aaron was the problem with Mike McCarthy. And again, you can pick a side, but they clashed repeatedly, mostly over audibles, right? Mike saying, call the play. Run the play I called. He calls a play through the radio, right? And Aaron changes a lot of plays. They got a lot of check with me's, with Devontae, and I'm good with the check with me's because Brady just lives on check with me's.
Right, exactly.
Because you can just do it. If you have chemistry with the receiver, you can just shred defense.
Skip, the thing is, when in the audible system, you try to give the fans some insight at home, Skip, is that you're hoping that your quarterback is smart enough that you call a play. It might be a bad play, but he's going to get us into a good play.
Yeah.
He's going to get it from a good play to a great play. That's his job. I don't care. And there have been times if you ask Tom Brady, he said, there have been times I should have left the play that was called. I should have left it on. But I'm willing to live with anything Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, John Elway, any of the greats. If you change a play and we get stuffed, I'll live with that because I believe you always going to have our best interest and you're always trying to do what's best for the team. But to suppress that, that says, no, I want you to call whatever, I want you to run whatever I call, no matter what you see. Skip, you're limiting what the quarterback can do. If that's the case, why the hell you pay Aaron Rodgers $33 million if you're not going to let him be Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers over the last 2 seasons has had a starting quarterback record of 10, 12, and 1. And if you rank that over the last 2 seasons, I know he's hurt for a while, but that ranks 24th among qualified starting quarterbacks. 10, 12, and 1. His QBR last year was the second worst of his career, and he did shatter the all-time record for throwaways. If he didn't like the look he saw from a defense, he'd just throw it in the third row and go to the next one, which allowed him to go 25 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions.
25 and 2.
Yeah, which is really good until you look at the bottom line. And over the last 2 years, 10, 12, and 1. So they're not winning, but he's putting up MVP caliber stats.
Well, he's
right?
injured.
Okay.
You preface that. The knee injury
okay.
early in the season. And you saw what he did against Chicago, how he brought them back. Had no business winning that game.
A long time ago.
Had no business in that game.
Yeah.
And you remember what he did against old first cousins, too.
Yeah, okay.
Minnesota, Jenny's team.
All I know is that 3 times he's played Dak Prescott over the last couple of years.
2 and 1.
And he's
2 and 1.
My guy has a QBR of 80 over those.
Hold on.
To 62
Hold
for Aaron
on.
Rodgers.
You just read. Hold on. Skip Bayless, you just read off a stat. You said in his last 2 years, Aaron Rodgers is 10, 12, and 1.
Yep.
But you're talking about Dak Prescott, who happens to be 1 and 2 against my guy. I thought you didn't like that.
80 QBR average in those 3 games for my guy versus 62 for your guy.
What are you averaging wins?
Well,
give me the average win total.
2 cross-country field goals. 2 of the luckiest field goals you ever see because it looked like one was dead hook left and it somehow eased back.
Okay, what about the next year? What about the next year?
Yeah.
Didn't they beat y'all last year?
It was 2017.
Yeah. Okay, didn't they beat y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, what happened?
After I lost Sean Lee in the second half.
Oh, don't do that, Skip.
Well, in that game, by the way, my guy put up a QBR of 97. My guy had a 97 on a scale of 0 to 100.
Let me tell you what else he put up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
An L.
Okay.
He put that up. Can I interest you in that?
Well, can I interest you in 12 L's over the last 2 years for Aaron Rodgers, which is why he's on thin ice. It's why Mark Murphy is saying, I got to regain control of this franchise because he's not living up to the huge deal we gave him a year ago.
Skip.
Right?
The dude's on Antarctica. Okay. He's on solid ice. He got $33 million with $100 million guaranteed. Okay. He's not going anywhere.
He is not going anywhere, but this young Matt LaFleur, he could be going somewhere real fast because you just can't take him on like that. But you're going to lose because of that contract.
And to say that publicly, we've never had a quarterback that had the ability to do that. No. So you said, I'm trying to figure out, what are you saying? That Aaron Rodgers is not smart enough to do that? Aaron Rodgers has not earned the right to do that? What's the underlying theme? What are you trying to get at? Because I'm going to tell you how Aaron Rodgers is taking it.
Yep.
And he's not taking it nicely.
You know what happened? Mark Murphy hired this young man and empowered him, commissioned him. I want you to go put our quarterback back in his place. Won't work. Never has worked before.
No, not that guy.
Okay.
Skip, there's certain things. The quarterback and the head coach, they really need to have a very, it's like they can't be James Harden and CP3, Skip.
They cannot.
They got to have a working relationship.
Yep.
And certain things can't get out. In your first year, you already have this kind of problems. You can understand Coach Belichick and Tom Brady, Skip. That's 17, 18, 20 years of being together. But if you got problems on the honeymoon, damn. There's nobody that's ever made it. If everybody that's gotten divorced, we got into an argument on our honeymoon. Oh, y'all not making it 20 years. You're not making it 20 years.
It's a crazy tone for the rest of the team. You haven't even started yet in the season in real earnest. All right, gentlemen, we're going to move back to the NBA. Will the Lakers be the best team in the association next season? You know what Shannon thinks. We'll find out what Skip thinks up next.
No mercy.
Back to the NBA. The Lakers making a huge addition in Anthony Davis. And now sky-high expectations surround the purple and gold. LA favored to win the title next season. DraftKings has set their over-under at 54.5 wins. The Lakers have the best odds in the West and only trail the Bucks for best in the league. Keep in mind, LeBron's squad won just 37 games last season. and miss the playoffs for the 6th straight year. Snake Eye Willie Shannon has the Lakers at 56 wins. We want to welcome in Rob Parker. Good morning.
What's happening?
Snake Eye Willie.
What,
Snake Eye Willie?
what do you think about 54 wins? Over, under?
It's going to be under. I mean, I'm not a hater, Shannon. I'm giving you the honest take. People, Skip, this is the ultimate prisoner of the moment to think that these three guys with nothing else yet that we've seen are going to win the NBA championship.
This said 50, over under 54. We ain't talking about the title.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later. The 54 wins, no. I have them about 47 and took the Clippers had 48 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And go look at the 18 from the West. Who's falling out?
Who's falling out? Golden State's falling out.
Oh, they're going to not make the playoffs?
No, hold on.
I'm saying who's going to fall out so that the Lakers can move up? Denver last year did unbelievable, right? With a young team, they're going to be a year better. The Clippers, if they get Kawhi Leonard, they skyrocket to the top for me. I would take the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard right now over this Laker team.
2 max slots.
Okay?
Hold on.
And they have 2 spots, but I'm saying if they only added 1.
But they don't have Kawhi.
Okay,
We got AD.
all right. And here's the other thing. While you're ready to have your parade and dance around about AD, let me give you the facts on him. In 5 of his 7 years, he's missed 14 or more games. Okay?
Somebody brought that up earlier. I forget.
Oh,
who it
was that you, Skip?
Yeah.
So this is a guy who misses time. So you're ready to crank up these all these wins for the Lakers, and then LeBron. Can we face the facts that he's an aging star entering his 17th year? And Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharpe, I guarantee you, load management will be a big part of LeBron James this year.
It will.
Yes or not?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay. So don't give me 54 wins and they're running away with
56.
everything. Oh, you got 56? So I'm not buying any of that. And anyway, Vegas always goes crazy here with amping up a team, especially once moves are made. We saw not too long ago where the Knicks were, and I know we're not talking about win total, but the Knicks were 12-1 before the draft because they were afraid that Zion was going to get there, and then the rumors about KD and Kyrie. So they do this, and I get it. But to really believe, I have the number at 47, nowhere near 54.
Well,
Go ahead, pick it. Go ahead and pile on.
I tried to be kind to this man. I tried to play into his new hope because he's been so happy the last 48 hours or so. And I was trying to be generous. I went all the way to 51 and 31, but 51 is way short of 56. And it's because of all the points you made. I can just see the L's piling up because they're not going to be in the lineup.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, that guy in the red 23 right there, he has stayed as banged up as number 2 did when he was in San Antonio. You talk about load management. He's like living load management. He always needs load management because I read the litany of injuries, even just the last 2 years.
He's only 26.
For Anthony Davis, he just stays like last 2 years. He's had these are missed games. Back spasms, sore shoulder, left index finger, ankle, illness, hip strain, elbow strain, sore groin, concussion, left knee swelling. That's just the last 2 years. And then he had surgery for his labrum, torn labrum back in his 2nd year and had like 20 other little injuries. They're just knick-knack, but he misses games.
Because he didn't understand how to train, how to properly get rest, how to properly eat. So now that's been taken care of because he's with the guru now. LeBron James, you got that body, that's how you make your money. And you don't make money by being injured. So he's gonna get with LeBron. Watch him this year. Guaranteed he play at least 75 games.
75.
I want to bet that. I want to bet. Can we bet that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, we already got a bet on your 47.
We got a bet on that too?
Yes, sir. I want 300 wings.
Oh, look, what?
300.
High stakes, gentlemen.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute. First, you paid me the 50 wings for the NBA Finals bet we
You
had.
get that? You
You really want to bet that many?
You gonna get the gift card back that you gave
You're going
me.
to give me the same gift card. Is that fair, Skip?
I
Yeah,
guess
fair.
so.
Huh?
I guess
Yeah.
so. I don't know.
What you think? Oh, you want me to go get you a new gift card?
Right.
Okay.
Go spend your money the way I spent mine.
I will say it's a new gift card. How about that?
I also want to remind you that LeBron James, as he goes into his 17th year, has never had any even minor serious injury until last year. He missed 27 games with a groin pull, strain.
Don't you think he should have missed
Okay.
He
I
should.
don't know.
I mean, think about this. Klay Thompson goes to 5 straight finals. Wheels fall off. Kevin Durant goes to 3. The wheels fall off. Don't you think after LeBron going with the load that he's carrying?
I thought he was Iron Man. I was told
8 straight
this
finals.
guy's unbelievable.
Only Russell Celtics can say something like this. Nobody else can say
Maybe
this.
LeBron didn't put in as much effort, as much work because he was losing all those finals, so it's a little easier to go through there.
Whatever.
Last year, Father Time tapped LeBron on the
Yes.
shoulder and said, "It's your turn."
And he walked away from it.
Groin.
And LeBron said, "Shut up. I'll be back in 3 years."
But the only thing you got to admit, Shannon, is LeBron, I'll give you, what was his numbers, 27, 8, and 8.
You know the numbers,
You
boy.
and Chris Broussard loved to bring up those numbers.
He'll be retired and he'll be averaging 27.
Right,
he
8,
could.
8,
But
right?
you got to admit, the impact of those numbers weren't the same a year ago. He couldn't even beat the Hawks or the Grizzlies or those guys with those numbers.
Let me ask you a question. Is Steph Curry averaged, the year they went 73-9, he averaged 30 points. He averaged 30 points in the playoffs. Was his impact the same? Was those players the same?
No, because he
Exactly.
'cause he choked down that
Give
final.
him, watch that 27, 8, and 8 with AD in another year of Kuzma. And we're going to get J.J. Redick or Jeremy Lamb. We're going to add some pieces. Now I want you to have that same that energy right there.
I'm going to give you that energy, and you ready for that bet? You really want to bet on that number?
I want 300 wins that they'll win more than 47 games.
You see that?
Yeah,
we just did it.
See, I
That
get
was, you said 48, right?
You said 47.
I said 47.
47,
I
okay.
was saying the Clippers, it
Okay.
took them 48
Okay.
a year ago.
Okay, so I'm going to remind everyone that this is how the NBA works, that the Lakers actually pulled off a trade for Anthony Davis, but free agency hasn't started yet. It doesn't start until July 1. And on July 1, the other teams actually have the same right to go sign players.
Right.
Nobody's signed anybody yet, and there are a whole bunch of free agents, even the second and third tier, they're
That can
pretty
make a
good.
difference.
Yeah.
The biggest Thor, the guy that has a hammer that can swing it and can swing the pendulum, is Kevin Durant. He's not playing until 2021.
Okay, fine.
Okay, the other guy is Kawhi. Now, if you think Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers are going to run circles around the Lakers, you're sadly mistaken. So who's the other
They
guy?
got 2 max slots. I don't know. Jimmy Butler. I have no idea. What if it's maybe Kyrie goes there?
How long Jimmy Buckets and Kawhi gonna get along? Because remember now, Jimmy Buckets been in Chicago, he been in Minnesota, he been in Philly, and we heard the same thing everywhere he's gone. So how long before Kawhi? Because you know Kawhi, then Kawhi snaps on him and throat punch it. That's what I'm
Okay,
counting.
you better hope.
No, I don't hope nothing.
You better hope.
I'm good.
They got 2 maxes, and they got Jerry West at the controls.
Guess what?
I don't bet against him.
I tell you what, you get your 2, whomever they get,
Yeah.
they can't get, unless they sign KD and Kawhi, they can't get 2 players better than the ones we got. Nobody can.
I will bet they'll be better next year.
I bet you won't.
Clippers
Clippers have a
over
better
Lakers.
record.
I told you going into this year, Clippers were better. Like, you laughed at me. Clippers were better than the
Okay,
Lakers.
I won't win. I want 25
Clippers
lemon
won
pepper.
2 games at Oracle in the first round. They won 2
since
games.
They did with no star player.
Since
KD wasn't hurt. Clay wasn't hurt.
Since we got 50 cases to do already bet, I want 25 lemon pepper wings that the Clippers.
I don't bet wings.
Yeah, well,
I don't want them back. I don't eat wings.
You're not gonna get them. They're gonna be for me.
But that's not how this works.
You
You lose.
I'm not losing. I'm not losing no bets.
Okay.
Oh, I got 80. I told you.
So do you understand? Denver, to Rob's point, won 54 games last year, had the best home record in all of basketball. That they have slots open. They can sign guys too.
And
They're
they were
going
kids,
to get better.
But they were kids last
They
year.
they just gave Jokic that money.
Okay.
Paul Millsap.
They're-
Are they going to pick up that $30 million option on Paul Millsap?
Just watch. They'll get a little better.
Who?
Everybody will
But-
get
but
better.
Who they going to skip? Who's going to Denver? Who they getting?
I don't know.
They
They're,
getting Kyrie?
they're loaded.
They getting Kyrie?
I don't know.
But
I don't know
Shannon,
what they're
where are they taking a step back? Why would you believe that Denver's going backwards?
They can stay the same. We're going to step over.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Over 54 wins.
Do you think Portland's going to be worse next year? I don't.
We body bag Nurkic. Nurkic scared of LeBron.
You know what? He came back and played really well.
Not very well.
I
He
don't
hadn't
know.
been the same.
Yeah, okay.
Same
Since
thing.
we
They went to the
flatlined.
Western Conference Finals.
did.
Portland's supposed to
Okay.
And
fall
gagged
out of the
it.
playoffs. They did gag.
Hey, you know
I
what?
agree
But
that.
here's the difference. Portland, Utah, Denver, they have this thing called a ceiling. There's only so high they can go. And NBA Finals ain't it. My guy, with that guy, sky's the limit. Sky high, bro.
If it wasn't a 17-year LeBron who's coming off an injury.
I don't care if it's a 20-year
Yeah, it
LeBron.
does matter.
It
I'm
does
telling
not.
you. And when LeBron's out this year, I don't want to hear no complaining about oh, well, they were in the 4th spot, and then LeBron got hurt. Do you remember, Skip, when he came out and proclaimed playoff mode? They still had a chance to make the playoffs.
Nope.
And what happened? They lost. LeBron played.
LeBron was hurt.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was still there.
Yeah, he was.
He put up those numbers you brag about. So those numbers didn't matter, Skip?
He was 28 and 27 as a starter.
Yes, that's his record last year.
So we supposed to go to the NBA Finals. Okay, we're going to see what those guys do in New Orleans. The guys that he was playing with. We're going to see what they're going to do.
Should it matter? It's supposed to be about LeBron.
Oh, really? So one guy.
Was Kuzma there last year?
Yeah, Kuzma going to even be better this year.
Okay.
He might be there. There ain't no guarantee.
Really?
We might have something brewing.
Shannon, you realize you have to play the Western Conference schedule,
Yes.
so you don't get to play them just twice a piece. You have to play them multiple times a piece, right?
Yes, you know what I'm saying? We're going to mess with the West.
Oh, you're going to mess with Oklahoma City.
Beat the brakes off
49.
And the same thing. Everybody wants to write off Houston. They're not going anywhere.
they're not going anywhere.
They're going to be in the mix.
Say that again. Say it again.
They're not going anywhere.
Exactly. They're not going anywhere.
Okay.
Exactly. You said it.
They're not getting out of the way of the Lakers. They'll be there.
They might not go anywhere in the postseason,
Right.
but during the regular season,
They're
they
gonna
just
be
pile
there.
up wins. You have to play these. You have to play my Spurs. My Spurs are going to be better next year because DeJounte Murray will be back.
And they
won 48 games without him. They might win 50.
Yeah, broccoli.
They're going to beat you
done.
2 or 3 times. Just watch. They will.
Skip,
They do every year.
First of all, you see that? Do we look so scared?
Yeah. Kuzma looks a little deer in headlights, doesn't he?
Cool's going to be getting folks that work.
Yeah.
He getting them shots up right now.
Now you got to figure out new chemistry. Do AD
Yes.
and LBJ, do they figure it out? And then Kuzma's going to be saying, I'm going to shoot 20 times a game.
Burger, cheese, bacon.
All right, gentlemen, we
Any
got to
chemistry
leave
needed?
it here.
No.
Good stuff.
Put together,
Always
eat.
interesting conversation between you three. Rob, we're going to get you to stick around
Hey,
if you don't mind. And up next, we will discuss Kawhi Leonard. Could he possibly be joining LeBron and AD?
Oh,
stop.
Discuss
now you
that.
mad.
Oh, stop.
No mercy.
Kawhi Leonard finished his first year in Toronto with a title and a Finals MVP award. Obviously, he was the center of attention at yesterday's parade. Now, the Claw can become a free agent in about 2 weeks, and there's plenty of rumors he might leave. Yesterday, the normally quiet superstar thanked everyone and even showed off a little personality. Take a listen.
This group of guys let me do what I do on the floor. Coach Nick let me do what I do. And now we got a championship. Thank you. And like they said, enjoy this moment, and have fun with it. Ha, 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 ha.
Laughing at
Rob Parker's
I love
still
that.
hanging
Laughing
with us
at the
this
Spurs.
morning. Rob, what you got? Where does Kawhi end up in free agency?
I think Kawhi is going to wind up right here in Los Angeles with the Clippers. I think he could very easily be like the Lone Ranger. My work is done here in Toronto, and he can move on to the next spot. And people in Toronto won't be mad at him. He did what he delivered.
Oh, they're going to be big,
No,
man.
no, they could be
They
all right
should be.
with it, all right? Because he got it done. And here's the thing. If you're Kawhi Leonard, what would be at stake when you talk about your basketball career? He's already won 2 championships, already has 2 Finals MVP. If he can join the Clippers, come here, and do what he just did in Toronto with the group of guys that they had, and I saw them last year. Doc Rivers did a great job coaching. They got a lot of dogs on that team that'll go after it. I love Patrick Beverly.
So do I.
Come to the
Lou
Lakers.
Williams, all that. I love what they have. Jerry West is there, owner with big pockets. You're in a big market. It's not like I know the Clippers are the stepchild, if you will.
Say it.
I know that. But still, it can be done. And then here's how you put yourself, if you're Kawhi Leonard, on legendary status. You went to Toronto where a franchise had never won a championship. You got it done. The next year, you move on and you go to the LA Clippers and you take a laughingstock of the NBA for the most part of its franchise history, and you elevate that team and win a championship back-to-back years with different teams and elevate those teams, you will reach legendary status. People will look at this guy and go, he's one of the greatest who ever did it. So that's what's there on the table for him. He comes back home to LA, right? and he also gets to outshine LeBron James right here in L.A.
That's
It's all lined up.
That's what he wants.
No,
Skip.
it's all lined up for him, and you could take a look at it and go, man, how could it get any better than that? And the money would be there. Everything is there for
He'll
him.
leave $50 million in Toronto.
Huh?
He'll leave $50 million in Toronto.
That's all right, but you know what?
It's always all right when it's somebody else's
Well,
money.
of course, it's somebody else's money. But I just think his legendary status would go through the roof.
Well, for me, I think for him, if he were to win a regular season MVP, it would probably do as much, if not more, than another leading the Clippers to a championship, Skip, because you be in rarefied air. Only Michael Jordan can say, I've been a regular season MVP, a finals MVP, and a defensive player of the year. Akeem Olajuwon can say, I've been all three. And now Kawhi. Can you imagine with 2 finals MVP, 2 defensive players of the year, and a regular season MVP, Skip? That would put him in some of the Pantheon great category, and we'd start looking at Kawhi. We already starting to notice him in a different. You don't, because you said he should have been the finals MVP the first time he won it. It should have gone to Manu or Tim Duncan. Anybody other than him.
Right.
Yeah, that's what anybody other than him.
Did he lead that team in scoring?
Skip, I ain't talking about that right now. I'm gonna give
Did he
you.
leading rebound? No, Tim Duncan did. I don't know.
I think I'm gonna say there's 60% chance he goes back to Toronto. For the simple fact is he doesn't have to say we were close, we're contending, we won. They bring everybody back. I believe Marc Gasol will opt back in and pick up that player option. And the only guy that's not that's a free agent is Danny Green. They can be good again. They can make another run at this, although, the team in the West.
Oh, now you got split allegiances, right?
No, I
Can't root for the Raptors anymore.
No. I can still root for him.
Oh, 50 cases on purple and gold.
As long as he don't play, as long as they don't go up against that purple and gold.
Yeah.
But if you look at what they've done for him, they're giving him everything you've asked for, Rob. No back-to-backs. You need another game? Take it off.
He took off 22 games.
You want your girlfriend, your fiance, or whatever you want her to travel? Okay, fine. You want to put up in hotel? He probably stays in the presidential suite on the road. You want your family and friends to have access? No problem. So they've given him everything that he's asked for, and he's delivered a title. I agree with you, Rob. I told Skip this. They shouldn't be mad if he were to leave because he came, he conquered, and did what he needed to do, dipped out. But doesn't matter. I mean, I think there's 60-40. He stays in Toronto, but it doesn't matter where you go. Go to L.A., get your head bust. Because no matter what.
You
the
kidding
Clippers
yourself.
look here. Are you the only child? You got a brother, sister?
I got 2 sisters.
Who's the oldest? You?
I'm the middle. I'm the middle boy.
So your oldest sister will always be big sis. No matter how tall you are, you're 6'4", you tower over, you still little brother her. Clippers still gonna be little brother to the Lakers. That's always gonna be the case, Skip Bayless.
I must say, this conversation is making me sick to my stomach.
I can imagine.
Oh, Kawhi getting all the love.
I had to just now watch again for about the 30th time him get the last laugh.
Yep.
Weird laugh that it was, but
And
he
we
got
pl-
it.
You know what?
He got it.
We played
Still play it?
We played on our radio show 10 times a day. Anytime somebody says something funny, that's the hot button.
Okay. So he did make fun of himself, so I appreciate that. And he has spoken more in the last 2 weeks than he spoke in 7 years in San Antonio, and that is no exaggeration.
No, it's
he
not.
might have spoken 10 times more in the last 2 weeks,
Yes,
right?
yes.
He might have spoken more yesterday than he spoke in
It's
7 years.
weird to hear
in
him
San
talk.
It's very weird.
I don't know his voice.
Good for him. He's coming out of his shell because they are crawling for him in Toronto. They are begging him by the minute to please stay. And you know what? Any man with some strong character, with a strong backbone would say, I owe these people.
No, just stop and do that. You see what he's trying to do?
I know.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself,
trying to
Skip.
keep him
Any
next,
man with a
right.
strong backbone would say, I love. No. Don't try to give that
I
man.
owe these people.
He
They did
delivered,
everything.
Skip. He didn't deliver for him.
He did, yeah. He lucked into it because who could have predicted that Kevin Durant would rupture his Achilles? Who could have predicted that Klay Thompson would wreck his knee? Both of them were just like scalding hot. Kevin Durant had made 3 threes and he ruptures. And Klay Thompson is on his way to winning Finals MVP and he wrecks.
Steph Curry
Okay.
had an open look to win that
did.
game 4.
Okay? He did, but I've never trusted him in the clutch either. So that's fine. But I do trust Klay Thompson because he hit the game-winning shot in Game 5 at Toronto, and he was on his way to making more game-winning shots and he went down. So the basketball god said, let there be number 2. Let there be the Raptors. And I'm happy for the fans because they got their moment in the sunshine yesterday.
Yes.
It looked like it was a nice day in Toronto, right?
Until that tragedy, somebody senseless
Yeah,
act of violence.
I don't know.
Right.
It's just crazy. I hope it
Everybody's
all works
okay,
out.
yes.
I hope everybody's okay. But the point is, that was purgatory for him. He got stuck there for 1 year, and I'm with Rob. He is Clippers bound. It's on a silver platter, and I know he's going to have to leave some money on the table, but I think from the start, he wanted to go in a long, circuitous route all the way back to his home area. He didn't exactly grow up in L.A.
Not in L.A.
Born in
proper,
Compton,
right.
but Riverside. But he wants to go back, and it's just perfect for him because Clippers, he's not a Hollywood guy, and the Clippers aren't really Hollywood. They don't have a Hollywood following or fandom. They have a few Hollywood stars.
They like C.
Billy
B-list.
Crystal.
They like
Right,
C.
right.
They like
Right.
C B list. We get
okay.
Jack. We get
Yeah,
Denzel.
I got
That's where
it.
we get Snoop Dogg.
Okay, well, that's perfect for this guy. That's where he will flourish, is in the shadows, because Toronto was in the shadows. Nobody really saw Toronto coming, and then all of a sudden, wait a second, he just lucked that shot in Game 7 to beat Philly? Wait, here they come. And yet everything fell perfectly into place, just as it will for the Clippers. And I agree with you, the Clippers are going to be really good because Jerry West knows how to build a basketball team. He's done it again and again and again. You better not bet against him because everybody who has lost. And by the way, he had a big hand in building this Golden State team, right?
That's okay.
When the Clippers traded Tobias Harris, their best player, everybody said, oh, they're tanking. They want their pick. And what'd they do? They just kept playing.
Right.
And they wound up, so that's why when you look at that team without a star and to be able to go to Golden
And
State.
they shouldn't have stars.
No,
They're the Clippers.
No, Kawhi fits in because he's not the bright star.
Yo, he's a superstar.
No, but
they
not,
don't deserve it.
But he don't have all that
Come
stuff.
on,
Why
Lakers.
not?
He needs to come on to the Lakers.
You know LeBron would be shaking in his boots if he shows up with the Clippers because that means he's going to block LeBron from even having a chance to get there. You heard it.
You don't even believe that.
I do believe that.
Well, who gonna block AD? Because AD on our roster now.
What do
Who
you
blocking him?
The rest of that team. That's
Really?
all they need. Yes. All of a sudden, you know what? With your AD is the king of the world. Please tell me, I'll wait. What championship AD won?
College.
Help me out. I'm
College.
talking about in the NBA. He ain't won jack.
He about to win
He
one
won
now.
one playoff series, and all of a sudden,
About to win another one.
you're making it like he's the end-all, be-all, and he's joining up with LeBron, who's an aging superstar at year
Let me ask you,
17.
if
I don't get
if you
it.
don't mind me asking, before Kevin Garnett joined with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen, what had he won? What had Paul Pierce won before they joined him?
But you're talking about two other players here, not an aging star in LeBron. That's the difference. If this is LeBron 4 years ago, I'm with you.
I'm taking
He's
LeBron.
not the same guy.
LeBron's top 5 right now in year 17. Name the player that can say that.
But he don't
in
have the
history.
same impact, Shannon. He doesn't.
He will.
Watch and see.
He will.
Five more cases on LeBron doesn't win MVP
No.
from over here.
No.
You got a winning MVP
No,
too?
I got an MVP discussion.
Discussion?
What does that mean?
Top 5. Top 5.
Why don't you have him winning an MVP? He's got AD
They're not
now.
going to give him the MVP with AD on his roster. Just like they didn't give it Kevin Durant or Steph Curry. They're not going to give you no MVP when you got another top 5 player on your roster.
All right, that's a topic for another day, gentlemen.
But we
Great
won the championship.
stuff this morning, Rob. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate it. When we come back, we're heading back to the NFL. Tom Brady, is he still the best player in the NFL?
No.
I just
We'll
threw up
discuss
in
that.
my mouth.
No.
Next.
No mercy.
Tom Brady will be 42 years old when we kick off next season, but he is still one of the best players in the NFL. Pro Football Focus came out with their top 50 list. Brady ranked second best player in the league heading into next season. He only trails Aaron Donald, but he's ahead of other top signal callers, folks like Drew Brees and Patrick Mahomes. Shannon, what do you think? Is Brady too high here?
Hell yeah. He shouldn't be over Patrick Mahomes, boy, Skip Bayless, and you know it. This is ridiculous, utterly flat-out ridiculous. And Pro Football Focus uses stats. In every stat, Mahomes, boy, is better. QBR, yards per attempt, touchdown passes. I mean, what am I missing here? See, what has happened is that we fell in love with Tom Brady in the fourth quarter. Well, let me take that back. We fell in love with Tom Brady against Kansas City, the last drive in overtime. But we forget that he threw an interception in the end zone. We forget that he threw 2 horrible interceptions. He was terrible in the Super Bowl. He threw a pick. He scored 13 points. He had a QBR of 26. That is fact. Not conjecture, not innuendo, not speculation. Skip Bayless, you can look it up because you love QBR. You tells me it measures 0 to 100, how effective a quarterback has been during the course of a game. Is 26 good? A easy, Skip. I need a hard yes or a hard no. Is 26 good? Yes or no?
What did you do in the fourth quarter?
No, do that.
What did you do in the fourth quarter?
They factored,
the game on the line.
They factored his QBR in the fourth quarter, and it still came up to 26. My homeboy, in the loss to the Patriots, he had 295 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and he scored 31 points in the second half. The last time he left the field, he had a lead.
And who took the L? Oh, yeah.
QBR, Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Brady, number 9. Pro Football Focus used its own metrics and had Mahomes ranked number 2 and Brady number 5. But when the final rankings come out, I'm confused. Patrick, my homeboy, can do things that Brady can't even dream about doing on the football field. Never has, never will be able to do. Skip, look, at some point in time, you just can't say, well, the guy has 6 trophies. That means he's better. He's not better than Pat Mahomes right now. Is he more accomplished? Absolutely. But he's not a better quarterback right now than Pat Mahomes.
Interesting. So I don't want to talk about Pat Mahomes first because I want to talk about Aaron Donald, who's ranked number 1 on this list, and that's a joke
Why?
to me. Because there is no way going into next year, if you offered every GM in this business, you can have Tom Brady this coming football season or Aaron Donald. Who are you going to take? They'll all take Tom Brady, hands down, no questions asked. In 1 second, they'll all say, "Oh, give me Brady." Just next year. That's so just 1 year. Sorry. Aaron Donald, I watched all those playoff games he played, and I just don't even remember him. Against my Cowboys, he had 2 tackles, and he's really good. He's really good. I give you that. But he cannot impact the football game the way number 12 can for New England Patriots.
Right.
And against the Saints, Aaron Donald was really good. He was pretty disruptive. He had no sacks because he had no sacks in all 3 of his playoff games. Do I remember him against Brady in the Super Bowl? I just don't remember him. He just didn't.
Threw him down one time.
Okay, all right. Did he sack him? No, he didn't sack him. He had no sacks in 3 games. So you're going to tell me you're going to take that guy over Tom Brady? Tom Brady took over the playoffs last year.
No, he didn't.
Do you remember what he did to your Chargers? You loved the Chargers.
Yes.
You were all over. You were driving their bandwagon. And what happened? Bill Belichick won the toss and said, you know what? Maybe for once, I should give it to the greatest quarterback ever instead of playing defense first. And what happened? 80 yards happened. Bang, touchdown happened.
Do you remember what my homeboy did against Indy?
I don't want to hear about your homeboy because my homeboy.
Why not?
Because he lost twice to Tom Brady. Do you remember the game at Foxborough?
He lost, huh?
Yeah. Did he lose?
What did the numbers say? What did the numbers say? That's what you tell me.
Here's the numbers. Tom Brady in the fourth quarter against Patrick Mahomes at New England on a Sunday night went 9 of 12 for 182 yards and outgunned him. At age 41, he outgunned him. It was 43-40 Brady over Mahomes. And then what happened in overtime at Kansas City?
That's
magic happened.
That's Mahomes' fault.
Greatness happened.
That's Mahomes' fault.
3 straight times, Tom Brady faced 3rd and 10 on the road in the cold at Arrowhead. 3 straight times, 3rd and 10, he goes to Edelman for 20, Edelman for 15, and Gronk for 15. Ball game.
Hold on, Skip.
It's unbelievable how great he is.
You keep saying that Tom Brady did this in the cold.
Yeah.
Hell, it gets cold in Boston. It wasn't like he's in Miami.
I'm just saying, you just can't beat that. And then the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl, it's 3-all. Neither team can do anything. And all of a sudden, mid-fourth quarter, all of a sudden, 12 gets it back one more time, and he finally figures it out. And he goes for 18 to Gronk, and he goes for 18 to Edelman, goes 7 Burkhead, and then 29 yards to Gronkowski down to the 2. Football game. Over. He took it over.
Okay, what about that? So what we going to do about that interception? What we going to do about that 26 QBR?
I'm talking about
Pat,
yet another championship.
When Pat Mahomes left the field, was he not ahead against Kansas City?
I don't care. Tom Brady outplayed him.
No, he did not.
In the fourth quarter. How about in the overtime?
Skip, he didn't get the ball in overtime, so he should have outplayed him.
This is all-time greatness.
Skip.
He showed him up on his own field.
Skip, hold on.
He showed him up.
I thought this was a year-to-year thing. I didn't know it was a Lifetime Achievement Award.
No.
Sure, Tom Brady's historical numbers.
Okay,
career rise.
he goes 30 of 46 for 348 and a QBR of 81. That'll work.
Was it better than Mahomes?
Yeah. Well, who won that game?
See, there you go. So moving. I'm glad you said that. I don't want to hear about anything about Dak Prescott outplayed Aaron Rodgers because Aaron Rodgers beat him twice.
He outplayed him. He out QBR.
Hold on. You can't have it both ways,
Yeah,
Skip.
I can.
No, you can't. No, you
When we're
can't.
talking about Tom Brady, this guy,
Skip.
the bigger the moment, the better he is.
You
just got to give it up.
See, what you're trying to do, you're trying to say that I'm saying Tom Brady isn't good. I'm not saying that he's great. He's transcended.
You know what? If you gave all 32 GMs, you can have Brady or Mahomes next year. They're taking Brady.
I bet you they'll know.
They would take Tom Brady. They want to win a championship.
No, sir.
You can't win championships with kid no look.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can.
you mad about that?
Here,
when you
I'll throw it behind my back.
You still upset about that play he made against the Ravens because you figured they had your boy. That would have been your opportunity to get home field throughout.
Lamar Jackson, he outplayed him that game.
No,
at Kansas City, he outplayed him.
You know what?
Did he not?
No, he did not.
He had him.
All I know is Pat Mahomes outplayed Tom Brady last year. And if you base it up,
Outplayed him? What are you talking about?
the number says he outplayed him.
Huh?
50 touchdowns in year 2, MVP. Only Dan Marino can say that at the quarterback position.
Who won these two games? I'm looking at the numbers. It seems like
Hold
New
on.
England won both of them.
So you said
and
did
New
Pat
England won
Mahomes-
both of them because he just took over a fourth quarter at home, and then he took over in overtime at Kansas City. This is special
Mahomes
stuff.
wasn't
You
on
got
the
to give
field.
into it.
Mahomes
I
wasn't
know
on the
he's
field.
cost you so much due, but you just got to give in.
I mean,
at some point, just give it up and say, he is the greatest, and I concede.
What he threw for like 400 plus, almost 600 yards against them? Like 7, 8 touchdowns? I mean, what more do you want Pat Mahomes to do? It was that crappy defense that Kansas City trotted out there on the
He's
field.
a nice young player. I agree. But
Nice?
This guy,
Oh, he's
a
just nice, huh?
young player. But this guy
MVP.
is unbelievable. Huh.
Pat Mahomes'
You
numbers.
want him? Are you taking Tom Brady or are you taking
Homeboy.
Aaron Donald? Taking Aaron Donald?
That
number
wasn't the
one?
question.
Okay, well, he's ranked number one on this
No,
list.
the question was Tom Brady ranked too high. I'll deal with Aaron Donald at another date and time.
okay.
But right now, I want to deal with this outrageous. And they got Drew Brees in front of my homeboy. Drew Brees dropped off a cliff the last quarter of the season. So did Tom Brady.
Drew Brees should have been in the Super Bowl playing Tom Brady.
No, he shouldn't.
Obviously.
Hold on. You said overtime. Hold on. Tom Brady got the ball in overtime against Kansas City, drove down the field and scored. If I'm not mistaken, the game went to overtime. Who got the ball first? The Rams or the Saints? Oh, okay. I don't even know why I brought that up.
What if that call gets made correctly? Who goes to the Super Bowl?
Didn't they have? Hold on.
It's over.
Didn't the Saints have a 14-point lead? 14-0 at the half.
Who should have won the game?
The Rams. That's who
Stop
won.
it.
The
Stop
Rams won. That's who
Yeah.
should have won.
If the call gets made correctly, we're having a different
Okay, the call was made incorrectly, but the Saints got a reprieve. They get the ball first in overtime. And what did Drew Brees do, Skip? The guy that's ranked ahead of my homeboy, what did he do? He threw a pick. Did he or did he not?
He did.
Okay, then.
Should have been in the Super Bowl playing Brady. And we'd have a real Super Bowl.
I got to side with Skip on this one. Got to. All right, that top five, Aaron Donald, Tom Brady, Bobby Wagner, Fletcher Cox,
Really?
Drew Brees, and then Pat Mahomes.
What are you talking about?
All those
All
guys in
right,
front of
one
my
of the
homeboy.
best receivers
No.
in the NFL is here to join us next.
Yep.
We'll have this one.
Here we go.
Yep.
Keenan Allen of the Chargers.
Here we go. He
coming
knows
up.
all about Tom Brady.
No mercy.
Our next guest is one of the best receivers in the NFL. He held in nearly 100 catches last year and made his second straight Pro Bowl. And he's here with us today thanks to Zen Balm All Natural Pain Relief. From the LA Chargers,
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, welcome back to Undisputed. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me again. I appreciate you
Yeah.
guys. Yeah.
I need some of that stuff right
do.
now.
You do.
Because this man causes me a lot of aches and pains.
This morning's been a
Yeah.
tough one.
What we got here? What is this? What we do with
This is
this?
an ointment I'm partnered with, one of my biggest investments outside of football. It's an all-natural product, no chemicals in it. Something you can get rub on for yourself, for your arthritis and stuff like that. No,
Skip,
got
you
your back
definitely need
pains.
this.
Your back pains and stuff like that, I already know. So
I put this on my knee. I'll probably take Skip in a mile.
in a
You
mile,
stock that in
What
every
you get,
dressing
8
room in
minutes?
Fox.
8 minutes. You get 8 minutes. Get
I get 8. Seriously?
8 minutes.
In these shoes right now, I could get.
Whatever.
All right, before they get after each other, Keenan, let me ask you. You guys had a great season last year. I was lucky enough to be on the sidelines for a couple of your games. Disappointing, though, in the playoffs and that loss to the Patriots. What did your team learn from that?
I just think we learned that if we believe a little bit harder, and I think work a little bit harder early on, like right now, I think we have a better chance from my understanding. I think so.
So what happened up there in Foxborough? Because they won the toss, and for once, Belichick said, I think I'm going to keep the football here. And they go, boom, score. Then you went boom, score. 43 yards, right?
Yeah, we felt pretty good at that
7
point.
all.
Yeah.
And what happened on that play, by the way?
Double move. Steph, he likes to recognize a lot of things. So we just kind of got his number on that one. And then for the rest of the game, they had our number. I think it's easy to say. It was easy to see. And, it was just hard to get open, for me, hard to get open.
Why?
I think their game plan was definitely good. I was getting pressed by the D lineman and the cornerback. They were in and out, double-double. You see it all. Help from everybody. Take away our 2 best guys and let the other guys try to make plays.
You didn't catch another ball to the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Right?
Tough day.
Yeah. How good was Brady to you? We keep going back
Brady's
and forth.
great, man. He's one of the best I've seen. Remember the first time I seen him when we went down there a couple years ago. Some couple plays went by, I was like, yeah, he's the best in the business.
What about my homeboy? You see him all the time. He in your division.
Yeah.
I already know what that do. Go ahead, but you can talk
Pat
about.
Mahomes, he's great, man. I was with him in the Pro Bowl. Seen some of them passes. He's great, bro. I'm ready to see him.
Great.
See him.
So the latest list of top 100 NFL players come out. You're ranked 34th on that list, but you're the 6th best on this list receiver. Obviously, Julio's up there, Odell, AB, we can go on and on. Where do you see yourself now after the 2nd straight Pro Bowl that you put up?
Oh, yeah, I'm still up there with those guys. Obviously, I still feel like I'm the best. Still playing within my scheme, so, I'm going to keep doing what I do for the team, keep making the guys better, keep making our team better, and, just keep making my plays, staying consistent.
When I look at this list, the thing that jumps out at me right away, route runners. D-Hop, Julio, Odell, yourself, AB, all you guys can run the tree.
No doubt.
How much emphasis do you put on that? Because, 40 times, because you're not the fastest guy. Yeah. And everybody says, oh, he can run 4.3, he can do that. You're not 4.3. But what I noticed is the ability that you have to transition in and out of breaks.
Yeah. For me, that's the most important thing. Like you said, I ain't 4'3", so I'm not going over the top. They don't have to even worry about that. So they can just sit down on me, and now it's a guessing game. I can go inside or outside, and I have to make everything look the same. Everything, just same speed and stuff.
So how do you think Odell will do now that he's been shipped out to Cleveland?
I think he'll do great. He's the number 1 receiver, so he's going to get the ball. Baker's great. They have Jarvis out there, so he'll still have the attention. He is Odell, so but Jarvis will minimize a little bit of it.
What happens when he doesn't get we know he's great. We know what he can do when he gets the ball. The problem is when he doesn't get the ball.
Yeah.
Now what?
Well, Jarvis will be getting it, right? Or
Well, you had Sterling Shepard taking pressure off him. You had Ingram taking pressure off him.
Ain't your best friend, though. Ain't your best friend, though.
No, I'm just asking. I just want to see when things start to go all of a sudden, you're not getting 12, 13 balls thrown in your direction.
You winning, though. Winning can
really
solve a lot of that problem.
I mean, we've heard that before. All I care about is winning because we see guys get 5 catches for 30 yards and they win, and they still pop them. So what's the problem?
I don't know, man. That makes me a little different than those top 5 guys too, man. I don't care about those things. I'm just trying to win.
Right.
So
does Odell get too much hype for what he's produced as far as winning goes, his impact goes?
I'm not sure. He was in New York, so they had a big and that catch was amazing. So.
See, what you said. Yeah. You ain't said nothing about the other stuff. You said a catch.
Yeah.
He made how you not win and make a career of 1 catch?
The catch was crazy, and it was Thursday night, Sunday night.
It was Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday
but
night.
They took the L in that game. They got the doors blown off them.
You see, a lot of people don't even know that.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't even know that. So
there are times he puts on a better show before the game than during the game. Right?
If you could give him some advice, the way you play with Phillip Rivers, and Phillip is a guy that's very emotional. But if you could give Odell any advice, what advice would you give him?
Just take the game as it comes. One of my first coaches in the NFL told me, You never have a bad game. You never have a bad, never bad half, never a bad quarter. You might have a bad play. You might have a bad series. You never have a bad game. You know, just let the game come to you. Let everything happen. You have to show your emotions all the time because the quarterback's going to see it.
Right.
You know, so you have those problems that Pittsburgh had and stuff like that. So.
So speaking of Pittsburgh, how will AB fit with the Raiders?
I think he's gonna be good. Coming from, they got my boy Tyrell with him, so me and Tyrell did good together. So I don't see why him and AB wouldn't. You know, should be good. Derek can sling it. So
Derek, let's see. Big Ben, Derek Carr. Big Ben, Derek Carr. You see any similarities in that?
I do, but one's young. No Super Bowls. Less ego.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
You think Pittsburgh will miss AB?
Oh, for sure. Somebody with that talent, yes, no doubt.
Juju now all of a sudden gets catapulted from the 2 to the 1. Explain to the people at home how different his life's going to be being the number 1 guy as opposed to the guy that AB was number 1, getting all the attention, getting all the defensive help.
Life-changing. It's going to be hard to sleep at night trying to find ways to get open. Different routes, different coverages you got to look at. Double teams, double presses. It's just everything, man. The whole game changes, and it's going to, but it's going to get better for him because he's just going to learn, and he's just going to get more and more experience.
Speaking of experience, your quarterback is maybe too experienced. He's been around for a long time.
Yes, sir.
What do you see his career arc being? Can he play 2 more years? It seems like he just wants to go forever.
Yeah, the arrow is still pointing up. He definitely came to OTA this year looking swell, throwing the ball great. He overthrew Travis a couple times.
Did he?
So that was
hard to
impressive.
do.
That was impressive for us to see. We kind of smiled at it. But yeah, he's looking great, man. I'm excited for the season, and I'm always excited to see.
To touch on something you said earlier, you said this is the time that you guys need to be focused. Do you felt the game would have been different, the game that you lost in New England? Do you feel it would have been different if you could have gotten home? It just so happens that you play in the same division as Kansas City, the AFC West. So you're probably going to have to go 12-4, 13-3 again in order to forget home field advantage just to win your division.
No doubt. I think so. I don't want to make an excuse, but going, traveling that far, that it was tough. It was cold. They were at home. They were comfortable. They were a playoff team. They already knew what it was.
Right.
Second round, there's no piece of cake. We just got another team in our way. For us, it was, all right, we in the second round. Let's go. We got the Patriots. We gotta go. We gotta go. We got, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So we get home. We get a little bit comfortable.
You won't say it, but your defense was banged up. You're
Oh,
trying
yeah,
to play with 4 or 5 safeties.
linebackers.
Right.
So,
See, I don't want to tell Skip that
what it
because Skip would have said I was making excuses.
Yeah,
but we know, and plus, you try to run the defense because of the injuries that you ran against Baltimore, and you give the Patriots a week to prepare for that. See, you sprung that on Baltimore because they didn't know what to expect. You give Tom Brady and Coach Belichick a week to dissect something, they're going to eat you for lunch.
Yeah, and they look good. They did look good.
So make a case that your Chargers could be the team next year.
1,000%. If we injury prone, not injury prone, we have the best of everything: quarterback, running back, receivers, defensive line.
Get Bosa back for the whole year.
Bosa back for the whole year. We just got Thomas Davis, the linebackers, Casey Hayward and company, the Jack boys out there, defensive backs. Great kicker, money badge. He's a money ball.
Gates coming back for 1 more year?
I hope so, man. Miss Gates in the locker room already, OTAs. You know how it is.
So do you like being the second team in LA, sort of the Clippers to the Lakers that are the Rams? Do you like that vibe?
Nah.
No?
That don't sit well at all. I don't even like that you just said that. That never even clicked in my head, but them boys did go to the Super Bowl last year, so
they did.
Hats off to them, much respect to them. But we still fighting for it.
Your crowds haven't been great. Is it harder to play? Do you feel like you've
Stadium
lost
ain't that great,
some?
Skip.
I know. I got it. But it almost feels like home field disadvantage for you guys.
Sometimes, but we're working. Like I said, near the end of the season, it got better. It did get better, and I think it's just going to continue to get better.
At some point, you're going to be playing in the Taj Mahal, it looks like, when I see the mock-ups of that new stadium, right?
Oh, yeah. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait for it. And, hopefully by the time it gets there, it's all blue. So.
There you go.
Two-time Pro Bowler, 2017 Comeback Player of the Year. We really appreciate your time this
Thank
morning.
you.
Way to go.
You guys
Appreciate
have
it, bro.
Yes, sir.
No mercy.
The Warriors lost their chance to three-peat last week, and now they're seeing a huge dip in their odds for next season. DraftKings set Golden State's over-under at 47.5 wins, with Klay Thompson and KD dealing with major injuries and free agency looming. The Warriors have won at least 50 games, though, for 6 straight seasons. So, Shannon, given that, over or under 47.5 wins for Golden State, your take on that?
Skip Healy, our producer, called last night, and he asked me, we were going over the possible rundown for today. And he said, the over-under of Golden State, what do you think it's going to be? I said, Healy, they call me Snake Eye Willie. He's like, what do you mean by that? I said, I can call it before it happens. I said, 48.
How did you lose all those cases of
Let me tell my story.
I don't get it. You call it before it happens, you lose every time. Go ahead.
On technicalities.
On technicalities.
I said 48.
Okay.
They said 47.5. Now, Danny Sheridan, he consults with me sometimes.
Does he?
Yeah.
I did not know
Yeah,
that.
he called me sometimes and said, hey, Shay, what you think about this
I
right
know
here?
Danny pretty well. I'll have to call him and check on that.
Skip, I'm going to go over.
Good.
I said 48. I just believe that Steph Curry, he's going to prove that, he wants to show that, okay, look, yeah, we were a great team when we had a healthy KD and Steph, but we're just more than one or two players. Draymond will be Draymond. I expect Draymond to have one of those near triple-double seasons as far as rebounds and points because, he's going to be asked to do even more than what he normally does. It's not going to just be good enough to be the glue or be the engine. He's going to need to score because someone's going to have to help Steph with the scoring load. Now, I don't know if they can sign Boogie. I guess they can only give Boogie $6.4 million, only a 20% raise of what he had last year. I think he made $5 million, 5.3. Some other team could offer him more. Does he like it there? Does he feel that he'll have a bigger role in the offense now that Clay is going to be out at least half to three-quarters of the season? KD is out. We know whether or not he resigns. We know he's gone for the next year. So I'm going to say they'll win 48 games. So that's what I'm sticking with. I'm sticking with that. Steph Curry was successful before KD. He going to be successful after. I don't know about winning any more championships, but he still will be a very good player. He'll be a great player like he is.
So the big X factor in this equation is how soon will Klay Thompson come back if, in fact, he stays with Golden State and doesn't sign with the Clippers or somebody.
Well,
right?
they're gonna max him out, so he's not going anywhere.
I'm going to educated guess he's going to stay put.
Okay.
And they're not staying put because they're going across the Bay Bridge to the Chase Center, and it's going to be the best arena in all of basketball.
Yep.
So you have that as a drawing card, as an attraction. So if I know Klay Thompson, I say he'll be back by January. So if he
in
starts,
6 months
from
ACL,
I think so. I saw Adrian Peterson do it, and this guy is the ultimate warrior. Warrior.
And that's what got everybody tainted because everybody look at what Adrian Peterson. Well, he came back and he put 2,097 yards and won the MVP. Skip, that's unprecedented. Doctors would advise you against that.
I saw Klay Thompson run out of the locker room and shoot 2 free throws and then run back down the court like he was good to go.
And then you saw
they're like, no, you got to come out. And he's like, no, I'm good.
No.
I can run.
Yeah.
I saw him running up the tunnel, up the runway.
Adrenaline.
Oh.
And then when it settled in, he realized, oh, man.
Man, I don't know. I'm not betting against this guy.
January, Skip?
I could see January for him. But whatever, down the stretch, he's going to be back. February, I don't know. Even if he's back by March, the point about this team is I'm not writing them off to win the West next year.
Write them off.
Okay? Yeah.
Well,
you better write them off. You
got
50 cases in due.
You used to use a typewriter. You remember they had that whiteout product, Skip, before they
used it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, because I never typoed.
Oh, well, you know what? See, this is what I can't. This is why I can't. This is why I can't with you.
Yeah, you can't win. I'd say DeMarcus goes back. I think he had a lot of fun there. I think he liked the system. The system now will revolve around him. And if you got Steph on a mission to come up bigger than he did in the playoffs, because he is now seriously doubted. He did have the shot to win it, to force a Game 7, and he missed it.
Right.
And he missed it badly. I'm making Steph Curry my early favorite for next year's MVP.
Over.
MVP.
Under 47.
He's won 2 MVPs already. Why wouldn't this be on a platter for him to be the MVP next year?
Well, you're going to have to get, in order for him to win the MVP, Skip, You're going to have to be somewhere around 45, somewhere around 47 to 50 wins, and he's going to have an unbelievable season.
I think he's capable.
Because Russ, you remember, Skip, Russ was the 4th or 5th seed, but he had an average of triple-double.
Okay.
So he's going to have to do something like that. It doesn't strike me as he doesn't strike me as a guy that can do that night in and night out like Russ. His motor doesn't run like that to chase down rebounds and do all those things.
First ever unanimous MVP. How did he do that? Because he revolutionized the game shooting threes, right?
But here's the thing, Skip. Remember, though, if he does that again, we've already seen him do 50, 40, 90. Russ got the triple-double, and he's not even thought of in the MVP consideration because he's already done it. So what does Steph do that's going to make people like, he needs to be the MVP?
Draymond is back. And I don't love Draymond the way he played in the finals, but I do love him in the regular season.
The man averaged almost a triple-double.
He's good, man.
12, 10, and 9.
Yeah, so Steph, Draymond, Iggy's coming back. I know it looks like he's sometimes a shell of himself, but if he stays reasonably healthy, he is a big contributor to this because I thought he played really big in a couple of finals games.
He did, but that was the thing, though, Skip. That was a couple of games. That's only 7 games. Now you got to multiply that over 82 games. How well can he play? How often? Because if he has to start, because remember now, he was coming off the bench. Now you're going to possibly move him into a starting role, and you're going to ask him to do more. Is he capable of doing that over the long haul?
Over the long haul, this Golden State team is going to be a big problem for LeBron and AD.
Ain't no problem.
Team.
That's going to be no problem.
Big problem.
No problem.
Big problem.
Small problem.
Yeah.
Minute problem.
Steve Kerr's a really good coach. I still like this team. It is not dead
Skip,
yet.
stop.
You know what? Draymond was right. We ain't dead yet.
Skip, we don't know how good a coach Steve Kerr is because he's had Kevin Durant, he's had Steph, he's had Clay, he's had Draymond. We're about to find out now, though.
No, you think he's going to get exposed?
I don't. I say we're going to find out just how good of a coach he is. Let me ask you a question. Name the coach you think that couldn't win an NBA title with Steph, Clay, Draymond, and KD.
You.
Look here. Mike Brown went undefeated in the playoffs coaching that team. How did he do in L.A.?
Easy to mess it up.
How did he do in L.A.?
When you got that many
How did he do without LeBron?
Yeah.
You know, he won 60-plus games with LeBron by himself. Imagine having all 4 of them. I guarantee I
win
win a championship.
He was the assistant coach on LeBron's team. LeBron coaches LeBron.
Don't do that, Skip.
Well, he does. You know it.
All I know is I guarantee you, a healthy Clay, a healthy KD with Draymond and Steph, I can coach him to a title.
Think so?
I think so.
Yeah.
It's not about X and O's. It's about managing the egos.
Yeah, but yours would get in the way.
No.
Well, the Warriors certainly have some big questions and holes to fill with this
I know who don't have any questions.
It'll be interesting to see what they turn up and decide.
Guess who doesn't have questions, Skip?
Who?
You know who.
Who? Those guys?
All right.
They already made their one move. Now
Up
everybody's
next,
going to make like
gentlemen.
3 moves.
Will we ever see LaMelo Ball in the NBA?
Yeah.
Skip and Shannon, they're going to chew on that one coming up next.
No mercy.
Time for our final topic of the day. LaMelo Ball headed to Australia. The 17-year-old announced yesterday he'll play in the Australian National Basketball League. LaMelo signed a 2-year deal. Season starts in October. LaMelo says, "My goal is to be the next top pick in next year's draft, and I feel they can help me reach that goal." Shannon, how does this one play out for LaMelo?
Well, LaMelo didn't have a whole lot of options. Going to college was not an option because of the box that his dad boxed him into, Skip. So that wasn't an option. Now, we've seen this before. Brandon Jennings was the #1 high school recruit. He went overseas. He come back in the 2009 draft. He's the 10th pick. Emmanuel Mudiay, he was the second prospect out of high school. He went to China in 2015. He was the 7th pick in the draft. So this is not unprecedented. He's going to have to improve a lot. It's just hard, Skip, out of sight, out of mind. They're going to be college players that's going to get more of an in-depth look. I hope it works out well for him, but I don't care what his dad says. This is not how his dad drew it up, Skip. His dad made some decisions that put his son in this predicament, and this is the avenue. This is the road that they got to travel down in order to get to their final destination.
Boy, it's a long road.
It is.
It's a long, hard road. Lithuania, now Australia.
Right.
LeVar has always told me his youngest would be his best. So if Lonzo's going to be in the Hall of Fame, I guess this kid's going to be the GOAT. I don't know, right? I don't know. But I do, when we've met this kid, he is going to be the tallest. He's only 17 now. He could wind up, LeVar always predicts 6'9"-ish,
Yeah.
and I think he's going to be in that ballpark.
Okay.
So he's obviously more scoring skilled than his older brother Alonzo.
Right.
And than his middle brother, obviously. So I think he has a chance to be really good. And the one thing I do like about this, and I'm intrigued to see how it all plays out, some of the AAU babies, as they're called, do get spoiled. And to a degree, he's been spoiled. He's got the great car already. Didn't he get a Lamborghini?
Mm-hmm.
But again, when you get shipped to Lithuania and now you got to go spend a year in Australia, I think it's going to toughen him up. So he won't play the big stage Duke-style college games with that kind of pressure. But when he comes back, I think he'll be grown up.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a man. He'll have been away from his dad.
For the most part, that's what he's going to be competing against.
That's
Other
good.
grown
You
men.
got
These guys
that
have been
right.
over there 3, 4, 5, 6,
Yep.
some of them 8, 9, 10 years.
Yep.
So that's what he's going to be competing against, Skip. The kid should have been allowed to go to college.
Oh, I know.
His dad ruined that.
He'll look back and he'll regret what he missed.
Yes.
He should have been allowed to go to high school.
Well,
right? He missed his last 2 years of high school.
well, parents shouldn't be allowed to control the situation, and his dad couldn't control the coaches, so he pulled him.
Great insights, gentlemen. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. That's it for us today. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern.
No mercy.
Thanks for listening to the Undisputed Podcast. I'm Jenny Taft. Join us again at the same time tomorrow morning, 9:30 Eastern. We'll see you then.
Fox Sports. One of one.